That's really strange. But anyways, welcome in everybody. Should we? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've seen Lutheran billboards, but 69th again. Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Elope Nope over there on YouTube says, first, if you got any evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up.
Nice.
Surely there's got to be some people who give evidence for Jesus or Paul. Surely.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Bro, why are you not a real Mexican, bro?
I'm not a fake Mexican either.
Type shit. But can you dance and speak Spanish?
No, I'm not a Mexican.
Oh shit, what are you?
I'm black. Black and white.
Oh shit. Damn. I'll slow as hell, bro.
No worries. I don't know what to tell the guy. All right.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Anyways. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Racism is so hard to get right. Yeah. We do have a super chat over there on YouTube. If you want to come up, you can click the link that's in the chat. Come on up, or you can send a super chat. I will respond to it if you don't have a TikTok. TikTok is how I take guests, though. So if you want to be a guest, you want to come up and have a conversation, just click the link. Come over to TikTok. But Dr. Ajim did send $4.99 there. Says evidence shows the algorithm likes queefs. Not my fault. So. To be fair, that is the first of the day, which is insane. But we'll see. We will see, Dr. Jim, to see if that's actually the case. That may actually be the case. That it is entirely possible that people actually need to see that, or the algorithm, like we've somehow trained it to only push it on YouTube if the keyword is mentioned. That's funny. Questions like that seem so weird to me. Oh, yeah. Why do they care? It's a weird reason to come up. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Whiteboard needs some cleaning up. Meh. I'll wait until I get 20 mentions from Alex. And then, yeah, I can probably clean it up. It's probably best. All right. Let's see. Racist got a racist. At least you dropped me off in a good live this time. No telling what Yana ended up seeing. I don't know that sound. I don't think I've seen that movie. I don't think I've seen the movie. Take up Saint Ermine. Good old Saint Ermine. Not Saint Ermine. All right, if you've got any evidence, come on up. Come on up now. You hear? I think there's somebody who's got some evidence for Jesus or Paul. I think so.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on, Chris?
So, hey, doing well. How are you? So, not necessarily evidence. I don't believe in Jesus. I have more of a question for you because I'm trying to clarify my theology here
Okay.
and where the New Testament really comes from. What's your argument for Papias, right? Because there's a lot of claims that Papias existed before, or he made claims about the New Testament before Marcion. I take the Marcion position. I think it's accurate. But then I get claims from Christians saying that, oh, Papias actually talked about the New Testament before Marcion even came out with his Episcopalian. What's your
Episcopalian? You mean Evangelion?
Oh, sorry, my
Or
bad.
Evangelion? Yeah.
Let's butcher it. You can put that on your board.
Yeah, no, I would simply push back and say, okay, how do we know that Papias said it? We don't have anything from Papias. The first thing we have is from Irenaeus in 180, and he doesn't
Yeah.
say when Papias wrote it.
Really? Okay. Yeah,
No.
I
In fact,
was watching.
Papias is like there's some early sources that say that Papias died around 167.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked that up. That website that you like recommended on like I think one of your streams. I was looking through that and
Web.app.
yeah. He
Yeah.
said he actually updated it. Funny enough, literally when I was watching it, like, and he put the claim up that he died later around 160, which is probably true because there was a document that came out said that it was later, and apparently Eusebius he like lied. He said that like Papias died earlier and Justin Martyr died earlier, and all these like different people died a lot earlier when they were died around like 160 to 150. You know.
Yeah, the reason why is because he's trying to fill a hole between 30 and when Jesus supposedly dies and the first time that you get any gospels or like they're in like 144. He's trying to make people appear as if they're before Marcion. That's the intent.
Yeah, no, I know that. I just wanted to clarify that. The next question I have is John. So I was doing some
John.
research on
Okay.
yeah, the book of John. John, I'm looking into like the synoptic problem, and John is only like 8% of like Marcion and like and Luke and all that.
Yeah, it's just
What do you think about that?
It's just a later text.
They just built it later and
Yeah, I mean it serves more of a it serves a different purpose, but it's still going to be based off of that same kind of concept. The core is still there. It's just it's a different story.
okay. All right, cool. That was my only question. Thanks for having me.
But yeah, John does a lot of assuming that you've already read the other gospels, though. Like when it mentions Bethany, it says that it's the hometown of Mary and Martha, but unless you've read any other gospels like Luke, you'd be like, who the fuck is that?
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for coming up.
That's okay.
Let's see. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this name, but hopefully,
Yo,
is it how to pronounce your name there?
Davut.
Davu?
Oh, just call me David. Call me David. It's fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, David, what you got?
Okay, so I have a question. So
Mhm.
in the four Gospels, Jesus is obviously mentioned. So why do you not accept them? Is what I'm wondering.
Because they have anachronisms and contradictions. I mean, why would I accept them?
Contradictions,
Mhm. Like when Jesus was born, what time he was crucified, his genealogy, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so from what I heard from some pastors, the four Gospels having contradictions is not really a weakness. Again, that's what I heard. So what the reasoning is that the four Gospels are eyewitnesses accounts. So let's give you an analogy. So imagine there was a car
eyewitness
crash.
to his birth,
No, not eyewitness like
and it never claims to be an eyewitness. It never even claims to be written by people who were there. Hell, the four Gospels don't even claim to be written by anybody in the first century, and it never says that they like interviewed him or anything.
Okay, but doesn't the fact that they're named after the disciples assume that they've been
Only
living
two
in
of
the
them are
first
named
century?
after disciples, and one of those, Matthew, is only the name Matthew in one of the Gospels. The other times it's called Levi.
But doesn't it say according to Matthew, according to John, or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's assigned to it in like the 180s by Irenaeus. Prior to that, we don't have any evidence that they had any kind of name attached to them. The first time they're even alluded to is in the 150s, and the first time that any of these gospels are quoted, it's in the 150s.
Okay. Interesting. No, I mean, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
so I was.
people make the arguments all the time that these things are actually written by these people, and it's like, no, that's just like wishful thinking or church tradition.
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay. To be honest with you, I found out about Christianity only 3 years ago when I moved to the UK. So I don't know too much about it.
Oh, well,
Okay, so this is gonna sound very unserious, but I asked ChatGPT like to give me arguments, and what it gave me was something about Josephus mentioning Jesus. Like, one sec. Okay, so it says, now there was about this time Jesus, a wise man,
from
if it be lawful
Josephus.
to call on a man. Yeah.
Yep. Really quick. I mean, we can get into it if you want. But in the last 1 month and 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
there's been a total of, let's see here. It's 4 now. Okay, there's been a total of nice 69 different people, or 68 different people, I guess, prior to you, who have brought up Josephus since a month and 10 days ago. It has not gone viral because Josephus has been interpolated into. A later Christian
I know
added to it.
because
Yeah.
because he was apparently a Jew,
Yep.
yet he claims the prophets foretold the coming of Jesus.
Yep. So it's
So it was
very
a bit
clearly
weird
not
to me.
something he wrote. You got it.
Okay. Yeah. But there was something else as well. It was the Antiques of the Jews 20.200. It says,
Mm-hmm.
can I just read it out? Is that fine?
That's the James passage. If you read the whole thing, it'll end with him telling you who that Jesus is. It's Jesus, son of Damnius. He becomes high priest in the early 60s.
Son of Damnius.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mine might be a bit different. Is that okay if I read it out? No.
Does
No.
yours end on a colon, or does like what's the
Yeah, it says
what's the
the
last
last
word in your
sentence.
section?
Yeah, stoned and then a colon.
Okay, yeah. If you continue on reading, it'll keep going. It's divided up that way in order to make it sound like it was just done there, but it's a colon that it ends on, or a semicolon.
Yeah, that's a bit sus, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, if you keep reading it, it'll tell you that it's Jesus, the son of Damnius. It's in the next section. It's like a couple sentences later.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so I'll leave that for now then. So then the next thing it gave me was letters to the Corinthians and Clement in parentheses.
Okay. Well, Clement, we don't even have it. We don't even have any evidence that he wrote that. It doesn't say Clement anywhere in that text.
But something I hear quite often is people saying, well, people wrote like this back in the day. They didn't mention their names in whatever they wrote. Do you think that's a fair point or
Well,
no?
there's still no evidence that it was written prior to Marcion.
Who's Marcion?
He publishes in 144. He publishes the first New Testament canon.
Marcion, okay. Alright, okay. So then, next thing he gave me was, one sec. Oh, never mind, that's still Clement, never mind. Okay, I'm just curious at this point, what other scholars do people mention to you
What do you
when
mean?
trying to argue, like, for the existence of Jesus and Paul?
I mean, there's some different stuff, but I mean, you've pretty much already nailed pretty much the biggest ones. I know every once in a while they try to bring up like the Talmud, or like the Babylonian Talmud, or the maybe Tacitus or something like that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, Talmud. Doesn't it say that Jesus is in hell or something?
It says he's boiling in liquid shit forever.
Okay, well that's. I mean, I can imagine that's
It's very
probably.
clearly like just an attack against Christianity than anything else.
Yeah, but doesn't it still s- like affirm that he existed?
No, it's written from sometime between the 3rd to 6th century, so no.
Okay, okay.
Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire in the late 4th, so
Hmm.
it's possible that it was written after that.
Okay. Did the people coming on here mention Tacitus to you? Cornelius Tacitus or whatever?
He's the one
Okay,
right
so
over
you.
here.
Oh, all right. So the thing it gave me was Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reigns of
Yeah. Is
Tiberius.
Christ a name or a title?
Christ is a title.
So do you think if he was looking at any kind of Roman record of crucifixion or arrest, it would have said his name or a title? Did they say,
Well,
oh, hey, we crucified 2 thieves and also the Messiah? Nah, it would have said his name.
hmm
Also, if you keep reading right there, it says procurator for Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate was not a procurator, he was a prefect. It would have had that on the record as well.
I don't know what's the difference between both, to be
A
honest.
prefect has a military backing, and procurator is only over the money. Judea didn't even have a procurator until the decade after Pilate.
Okay, interesting. But then there's also this point people keep bringing up. It's about Bart Herman, an atheist who affirms the existence of Jesus. Is that? Oh, so do you know what his reasoning is for that?
Yep, Paul. He says that because Paul met James, the brother of the Lord, and he mentions it in one of his epistles, then that's good evidence for Jesus. Unfortunately, the earliest iterations of Paul's letters don't have James in it. And the only reason that he thinks Paul existed is because of the church, because no one outside of the church ever mentions Paul.
Okay. No one mentions Paul outside of the church.
Nope.
But so I'm assuming you don't take the church as like reliable because they're Christian, so they obviously
No one
will be
ever.
biased.
Well, no, none of these Christians ever said that they knew Paul.
Yeah, but wasn't Polycarp one of the people who learned under the disciples?
Well, that's just some later claim. He never claims it. That's Irenaeus claiming that Polycarp was a hero of John.
Yeah, well, if there's no one else around to dispute that claim, why not believe it?
I mean, okay, cool. John may have been somebody who was influential in Christianity. It also wouldn't make any sense because Polycarp dies in 167. So I don't know how. I don't know how somebody who was an adult in 30 would have somehow been teaching this guy. What is he? A hearer of John when he was in diapers or something? Like, what does that mean?
He died in 167.
Mm-hmm. Carpus
Okay.
says he died in either 155 or 167. Either way, it's too late for him to really have learned from John.
Okay. Okay. I'll be honest, I'm still new to this stuff, so I don't know. I just came here to like get your insight on this. So, okay. So in your opinion, what would you say is the best claim that the best piece of evidence that might be used to argue for the existence of Jesus?
Used to argue for or against it. I mean, against the
No,
existence
for
of Jesus or for the existence of Jesus.
for the existence for.
Uh, I can't think of anything that would be really that good. Just,
Hmm.
I mean, we've already kind of gone over their best points.
Okay. All right, well, okay, I don't really have anything else to ask. Thank you for answering my questions. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem. Thank you very much, man. Let's see here. To be able to script, I don't know. Maybe he's reading off the board because I was waiting for him to mention Alexander the Great and then mention George Washington, all kinds of stuff. But no, he didn't. He didn't do it. I think it was just happenstance, coincidence. Furiousity over there on TikTok says, why haven't I seen this live before? All I watch are deconstruction lives all night at work. I don't know. Guys, let's come up with some reasons why Furiousity hasn't seen the live before. They've seen other deconstruction things, but what could be the reason why they haven't seen the live before? Maybe the timing of it, maybe? Just timing? Day/night, yeah. Are you on YouTube? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now, actually. Maybe I should go live at night. Not on at night, yeah. Suppressed? Ooh, that's that one. Too many keywords, nice. Too effective, the algorithm? Okay, yeah. Maybe. So who do you think fabricated all Paul's letters to Marcionites? Because the Lord hath not willed it. Oh, man, there we go. And somebody's talking about Elijah's cave or some shit. Do you usually go until like 4 or 5 p.m.? I usually go until almost 3 p.m. Central. Racism. Oh, nice. I don't think they're racist. I think it's just TikTok. Never live on the weekends. Maybe. Maybe he's on autopilot. Anyways, Furiosity. If you're in here, we are glad that you're here. We're glad that you're here. Come on up. If you have some questions or anything like that, or just kind of hang out either way, hopefully you enjoy. Maybe you've got beef with cowboy hats because I'm always wearing a cowboy hat. Maybe that's it. That might be it. I don't know. Maybe. It's classified. Alrighty. Sometimes you're spiritually on. I'm on in spirit. I'm live in spirit. Not on TikTok. Furiosity says, we kind of look alike, but I don't have a cowboy hat. Oh, shit. What up?
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind.
All right. Didn't get the invite? Oh, maybe. He hates Big Jaren, the mascot of the... Oh, God damn it. That thing is terrifying. I don't have the image for it anymore. Otherwise, I would have pulled up the big text picture. Heretic. No, it's terrifying. Risk. You can come up if you want. Just request up. The request button's right here or down there. You're talking about the about Paul. I mean, come on up if you want. You gotta play some Hanji music. It's not racist if it's true. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Wait. I do have a sound for I'm joking.
I'm joking.
All right. Apolitical art. How's it going?
Hey, how are you, man? I'm not against atheists or anything, like, do you? And I'm not against Christianity, but I've read theology, and I know
What
about
does this have
geography.
to do with atheism?
And so basically, Elijah's cave exists, and Elijah was a biblical figure.
No, wait, slow down,
and
slow down,
he
slow
was
down,
the
slow down,
first prophet
slow down, slow down. So
before Jesus and Paul. So
wait,
basically,
Abe,
what you're telling
Abe,
me is
slow
that
down. Abe,
since
Abe,
Elijah
Abe.
existed, these two don't exist, though.
Okay,
People don't exist
okay, just slow down. What
I
does
never-
this have to do with atheism?
because I can't prove it.
What does this have to do with
No
atheism?
one here can prove you wrong. This is rage bait.
Okay, well,
You're a rage baiter.
no.
That's
What
all
does
you're
that have
doing.
to do with atheism? Why'd you come in here talking about atheism?
No, I just said I have no problem with atheists.
Yeah, I know. Why did
There's
why did
atheists in
like
your
why did you
comment
come in
section
here and
coming
say
at me.
like I like ants on a log? Like wait, it's irrelevant to the conversation.
You're playing semantics with me now.
No, I've never. When have
Yeah,
I
you
told
are.
you I was an atheist?
I just said I have no problem with atheists. I did not call you an atheist.
I
did
know.
I?
Why did you even bring it up? That's what I'm asking you.
Because I just told you people in your comment section are atheists who are crying about geographical locations such as Elijah's cave.
Why are they crying
it doesn't
about that?
exist. Because they say it doesn't exist, just like how you say
Elijah's
Jesus and Paul
cave?
never existed. Elijah's cave is not a geographic location according to these atheists and Hindus in your fucking comment section here.
I know like
Did you know
one
that
Hindu
Jesus-
in there, but anyways, keep going.
You know Jesus. You know Hindus wrote about Jesus, right?
No,
Like he
because
traveled
Hinduism
there?
was.
Do you know that? Do you know that Saint Bartholomew was flayed alive because he went to the West Indies and tried to preach
West
Christianity?
Indies? The West Indies?
Yes.
You mean like in the Caribbean?
You don't even know geography.
The
bro. I can't
West
talk to you.
Indies?
Yes, like Pakistan, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, Southeast Asia. That would be
You
the
mean
West.
Western India? Like the.
Right. So now you're starting to understand and comprehend. So if these people on the other side of the planet wrote about this guy in the Middle East centuries ago, and you're up here making these bold claims, oh, they never existed because you can't prove it because nobody lived in those times. You're a goober. You're not smart.
Okay.
Just like the people who hide behind theology,
Right.
it's sad.
I
You don't
feel
know
like it
geography.
probably is. Yeah. So here's the West Indies. What? What are you talking about? You think Saint
There you go.
Bartholomew went to like Cuba?
Yes, sir.
How?
By traveling. Do you know the land bridge in Siberia to fucking Alaska existed, right?
Where's the land bridge from that to Cuba?
Dude, we're
All-
not
the
living
West
on the
Indies
same
are all
geographic
islands.
area.
These are
Okay.
all islands. How
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me he went
Now,
up here,
that's
down,
current. That's current,
came
right?
down here?
That's current,
And then
right?
what, down
That's current,
Florida?
right? That's so. Show me the West Indies centuries ago where they were.
Centuries ago?
Show me a map from
Oh, okay.
1480. Look up a map from 1480.
15. We don't.
Look up
I don't know
aerial
if we have
map from 1480.
1400s.
Yeah, we do.
West
Yeah, there is.
Indies map.
1480s West Indies map. Yep.
They're in the same fucking spot. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
Right.
did you think that
So,
they would be connected
you're
to
saying
Russia or
that
something?
There's no land bridge from that continent
From
to the
Florida to
other continent
Cuba?
back in centuries ago.
What continent are you talking
We're
about?
talking
The West
centuries
Indies.
ago here.
The West
Did
Indies.
you prove me wrong? Prove me wrong that Pangea didn't exist.
Centuries ago?
Oh wait, you can't. You can't prove to me that Pangea never existed because you never lived in those times. Were you around when fucking dinosaurs roamed the earth, bud?
Do you think dinosaurs were around centuries ago? Like just a couple hundred years ago? In the 1400s?
Yeah, probably. They were. They're still around. They're in the fucking South American continent. You don't even know what a subdermal neurophone is, dude. You don't even know what DARPA is. You know about DARPA? You know about UC Berkeley patent on smart dust? You know they could put a fucking microphone on a singular grain of salt? Google that. Google DARPA. Singular grain of salt microphone made out of silicone. You don't even know shit. You don't know about fucking TR3Bs. Nothing, dude. You're grifted about some people that may or may not existed. You may be. I think you're a reptile person. I think you wear human skin. I think you're one of the fallen ones from the Book of Enoch, spewing discourse in every forum. Because you're one of the fucking bloodlines of the fucking Anunnaki or whatever. That's what I think. And your cowboy hat looks ridiculous. I'm from Arizona. I should know.
How ridiculous looks like? Yeah, because you got the Cardinals.
I'm a Coyotes fan.
Well, they
hockey
left
fan.
you.
I like hockey.
They literally left you for another state, dipshit.
They didn't leave me. Idiot.
You named the one team that isn't in Arizona anymore. All right, anyways. Do you have anything else other than just weird jacking off?
Prove to me
mouth?
Pangea never existed.
I don't even know. I don't
You don't even know what Pangea is. You didn't know that all the continents were in one singular place at one time, and then
was this in the
earthquakes and
1400s?
shit happened and it moves. No, it probably was before that.
I probably
You know what I mean?
was. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways,
probably like a millennia
so
ago.
Do you,
So, yeah. Basically,
how long is a
this
millennium?
planet was terraformed.
How long is a millennium?
And I don't know.
You don't know?
I really don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Exactly. All right. Well, anyways, tell your mom to wear
Exactly,
something
because
nice
I'm talking
tonight.
out of my ass just like you do every day, all day, Mister.
Say doo-doo? Is that
Fucking
what you
can't
said?
even grow facial hair on your fucking face. Low T, motherfucker.
Where else would you grow facial hair?
On your whole face and not just above your upper lip, like your mom.
What?
Yeah,
The
your
hell are you
mother
talking
has a
about?
mustache just like you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Maybe if you had more testosterone, you could fill it in.
Mm-hmm.
I was married for 6 years. I got plenty of puss, bud. Calm yourself down. Elizabeth.
Can't imagine why she left you. Any particular?
She got fat. I left her. Ha!
Okay.
Deal with that. How does that feel? Because I have
I
muscles.
don't know. I'm not her.
Look at my neck, dude. Compared to your neck.
Okay. You're not even on camera. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop you back
My profile
down.
pic's right there, bud. Go take a gander. And my shoulders are huge compared to yours. Go lift some weights, man. I can military press 200 fucking pounds. My profile pic's right there. You see my shoulders and my collarbones? Those lift 200 pounds. Easily, for fun. And I have more talent in my index finger than you.
You say 200
I can
pounds like
golf
each?
Like a
Like they can-
motherfucker.
Like
No,
200
like
pounds
200
each?
pounds total
Oh. Okay.
over my head. Military press. Yeah, that's a feat. That's photoshopped. What a retard. Holy crap, you're stupid.
And
You think that's photoshopped?
Yep.
This motherfucker. Hey, bud, you should go, like, you're just a lizard person. You're just a fucking lizard person, bud. You should go sort yourself out there, bud. Fucking shut up. Oh my gosh. I hope he's still in here. You
your
sound
balls
like
a
a
tug.
fucking fool. You sound like a fool. By the way, I could shoulder press you and your fucking 200 pounds, you puss. God damn. It's so annoying to hear people like that. What was that? Dude, engage with the evidence, you fool. You come up here. I'm sorry. God, that made me so mad. Listening to you guys like that, and you're just sitting there letting him talk because you know what? He dug his own grave. You didn't need to say a word. He sounded like a fucking. Oh man. Oh, sorry. I just got done with my workout. I'm pumped, and I just wanted to fuck that guy up so bad right now. You got spicy, Zach. God, so sorry.
That's funny. That's funny.
I could shoulder press 200 pounds, bud. I was buried for 6 years. Oh, good job. Goodness gracious. He might have just been a troll, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I think
it's possible.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, here he is.
The shit out of you and run circles
there
around
he is.
you, old
What's
man.
up,
I'm in
Abe?
Lakewood, Colorado.
What up, Abe?
Lakewood, Colorado. Anytime
Abe?
you want it, bitch. You're a bald bitch. Bald bitch.
I
Bald
shaved my head on
bitch.
purpose.
Bald
not
ass
actually my head on
bitch.
Arizona.
Low T, low T, low T, low T, low T.
Oh,
Look at your
big man.
eyeliner, dude. You
Big
wear
man to get
eyeliner,
up-
bro.
big
You're a
man to
faggot.
get up and,
You're a
and say that
faggot.
on,
Shut the fuck up.
Whoa. Can't. Jesus Christ.
I didn't hear what he said. Big man, get up and make threats on a fucking app. What a fool. Goodness gracious. What a fool. He keeps saying low T. Honestly, when people throw stuff like that out on an app, I'm like, this has got to be projection. It's got to be some insecurity he has about himself that he's throwing at other people. So funny. He got hard for Zag Virtue said. That's hilarious. I don't know why that guy got to me, man, but he did. You have some idiot guests that come up, but this guy took the cake. Holy crap. Sorry.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, bald. Look at this. Oh my God, it's so funny. Oh man. Yeah, okay. Thanks for letting me vent there.
Yeah, well, there we go. Oh, by the way, I actually met in person this guy right here 2 days ago. 2 days ago there.
So sick, dude. That was so fun. Emily Neptune said, have you seen Zach's beard?
Yeah. Hey, Elizabeth just said he fucking called Kratos bald. I'm like, okay. Jesus.
Oh my gosh, so funny, dude. Yeah, it's so cool. We got to meet in person, guys. It was sick. I haven't posted our selfies yet. We got to do that. That's it. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I posted my greasy phone selfie. I whip out my phone. I whip out my phone to take a selfie. The first thing Zach goes is, "Damn, son!" Like he's just like, "You got some greasy screen." I was like, it's my fucking hair.
Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny.
But no, it was really cool to meet up, man. He's an awesome guy.
Dude, yeah, seriously. How cool was that? It was so sick to be able to do that. It was a fun thing, man. I didn't win in the award ceremony, but it was really cool.
And
and
still
apparently,
really cool to be nominated, obviously.
Yeah, there were only a few people nominated in the categories that I was in, and they said that they sorted out 5,000 submissions.
Jeez.
So just to get into the nomination was like pretty crazy.
Damn.
Cannabinoid said, I should have gone full Khajiit on this guy. Oh,
yeah, well, either way, like I said, it was pretty cool to kind of sit down, have a conversation. It was kind of sort of an unofficial second CBJ meetup with just two people.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, dude, that hotel was pretty cool. I was like, all right, they got some decent stuff there. It was all right. Usually when you go in for a conference or something, I don't really expect very much for the accommodations, but it's pretty cool.
La Quinta.
Yeah.
Spanish for next to Denny's.
Right. Motel 6.
Hey, if anybody's out there and you want to come up and give some evidence for Jesus or Paul, you definitely can. There's 267 people here on TikTok. Over there on YouTube, there's over 300. So come on. If you've got evidence for Jesus or Paul, I want to hear from you. Click the link that's in the chat and come on up. Come on up.
If you have evidence for Jesus and Paul, click the link and come on up into the chat. We want to talk to you. I'm actually about to drop. I got to drive, but dude, much love. Thanks for letting me rant and rave for a second.
Oh yeah.
That was nuts. I wish that he would have at least engaged with something. He called you a lizard person. Like this guy is like, what? What do you believe is real? What color is the sky in your world, dude? Like, holy crap.
Lizard person.
Right, I'm gonna have to get like a massage or something now.
Would you know if you were a lizard? Like, come on, you gotta know, right?
Yeah,
right.
I think it has to be.
I don't think I am. I mean,
yeah. Like you. It's like, well, maybe not. Well, no, because I think those people think the whole thing of
They're
if
putting
you-
on like the skin, like in order to deceive or something. Yeah.
exactly, and the whole secret society, and they're trying to stay undercover.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had some weird stuff like that before, where somebody came up and they were like, "You're wearing those headphones, like you're hearing my thoughts with those headphones." Like I've had weird shit like that. You're like a lizard person who's hearing thoughts, and it's like, what are you talking about? What even is this? People believe some weird shit, man. They believe some weird shit.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
All right, man. It's been a great show. I've been tuned in while I've been working out. I've been loving the conversations. Keep rocking.
Thank you. Make sure to follow Zach Laser Hoffman.
And his name is Zach Laser Hoffman!
Hell yeah. All right. Let's see. Somebody said there in the chat that yeah, you would know, and it's like, well, I guess I would know. I hope I would know. I hope I would know if I was a lizard person. All right. Coming up, we've got hopefully it connects there. Disciple, you there? We got somebody named Disciple of Jesus, but for some reason it's not connected. Are you on the app? Hopefully you're not off the app there. You there? Yeah, it said, well, no, he dropped back down. Well, Disciple, if you wanted to come up, you can. Just request back up. I'll bring you back up, but I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know.
CBJ, what's going on, brother man?
CBJ,
How are you
doing? In town. You got your board. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's I don't dance. The Laura that you've talked to before.
yeah. I just brought you up and then read your comment all at the same time. Yeah.
I'll get well. So she's here finally. So she's gonna have her book. So when she's got the paperback copy and everything. So now when I even took my own notes out of it, so she gets to read it without my notes. And I'm hoping that way, you guys will be able to. Because she really enjoyed your guys' conversation and stuff like that. Like I told her, I go. At least you're honest. I go. The only time Jaren will tell you he's gonna fuck your mom is if you're a douchebag.
No. It was a brief conversation, but it was perfectly fine. Yeah, there was
awesome. I'm glad, man. Yeah. I'm glad. I think she's really interested in a lot of things, and as I told her, I go, it's not like Jaren will claim that his book is what your scripture claims to be or something, but it will definitely be an interesting read for her, man. So I just want to let you know. Hopefully, we'll both be able to come back up and chat with you soon, or if one of us is live and you want to come up, man, and chat about it, you're always welcome.
Oh yeah. If I catch you live there, I'll come up because usually she's at least paneling in there. So yeah.
Dude, she goes live from till 5 a.m. and then asks me, "Hey, are you awake at 7 a.m.?" I'm like, "You don't sleep, girl. Like, what are you doing, man?"
I know. Who there was someone that I know. Sork, I think it was. He
I
was
love
there.
Sork.
And he was talking to her there for a little bit, but only I just caught like the tail end of it.
The thing is, she's a lawyer, Jaren, so it doesn't matter if you put her in a corner. She's gonna lawyer herself out of it. She knows it, man. But hey, much love. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to let you know I got that book in her hand, so hopefully she'll get to read it for you and get back to you, brother. Take care of yourself, all right?
Oh, thank you. That was James Love, everybody. James Love. And I'm trying to remember the username there for his wife. I'd know it if I saw it. And I know her voice, but I don't know her. I don't dance. That's it. Yep. All right. Let's see. If you've got some evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up, request up. If you're over on YouTube, click the link that's in the chat. I see some people chirping in there. Let me check over there, that live chat there on YouTube. And yep, sure enough, just a bunch of chirping. Now, Lloyd actually had the balls to actually give some evidence here. Let's see. Lloyd Leniske, I think. $5 says Jesus probably existed. Okay. The issue is he filled some prophecies the writers of the New Testament knew about. All right, let me try to read that again. Okay, Jesus probably existed. All right. The issue is he filled some prophecies the writers of the New Testament knew about, period. Anyone can claim anyone did. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like, you're just saying that they're just making claims of him. But that's the thing. Like, if you're saying anyone can claim anyone did something, you could also say that anyone claim anyone exists, right? I mean, using that same logic, isn't it possible to say that they just kind of made it all up? I mean, why stop it just a little bit? Also, I wouldn't say that he fulfilled really any prophecies. I mean, I don't know of any prophecies that he actually fulfilled. But even if he did fulfill them, even if all the Old Testament was filled with prophecies, even if every single one of them said, "There's a guy named Jesus. He's going to be born of a virgin. His mom's name's Mary. His dad's name or supposed dad's name is Joseph, and he's going to be born in Bethlehem, raised in Nazareth. All that kind of stuff." Even if every single prophecy, even if every single chapter or every single verse or every single book in the Old Testament said that stuff, that would just mean that the New Testament authors had a blueprint to write the character. Why would that suddenly mean that you got it right, like that it was real? Like you'd still have to show evidence that he actually existed in order to fulfill the prophecies, as opposed to them just coming up with them based on the prophecy, if that makes sense. All right. And every time I see a microphone over here, I feel like not this microphone, but I've got a microphone like this, and I feel like I'm Abelina. I swear I actually thought that was her name until she eventually told me that it wasn't, or she didn't tell me. She just said that it wasn't, and other people told me that it wasn't, and then she said last night that her name was Boma, and I'm like, okay, very clearly that's not her name. I don't know what her fucking name is. The point is, she goes by Boma, and whenever I've got a microphone, I immediately start thinking that I am Boma. I don't know why I have this microphone over here. No idea. All right. Ask Justin about the zero fulfilled prophecy. Yeah, he will go through. Okay, Lloyd Lineska says $2 there. Exactly, I agree with you. Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Well, I would still disagree that he probably existed. I would say that he didn't exist. And there's just no evidence of even the guy behind all the stories. See, a lot of people have this idea that like Jesus is a real person, but they just heap stories onto him. But I'd say, okay, well that's fine, but where did you get the evidence of that little person there, and why? Why do you claim that part? And I think that it's just kind of something, just wanting to hold on to something that can explain why these people were saying things, because you don't want to say that they just made it all up wholesale, because that almost, I guess, in our modern minds, that almost kind of makes someone seem crazy, especially if you start worshiping that thing. Like, when we take a look at J.K. Rowling, do we deem her crazy? Okay. Bad example. When we take a look at, say, Mark Twain, or Samuel Clemens, when he talks about like, I almost said Oliver Twist, fucking goes down the Mississippi with a black guy. What was it? What was his name? Oh, shit. Why am I fuck. Why am I not thinking of the right name? Jim. No, not Jim. What's his name? Huck Finn. You got Huck. No, it's Huck Finn. But who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Huck Finn is one of his guys, but who's his main guy? Tom Sawyer. That's it. Tom Sawyer. That's it. Yeah. There it is. Tom Sawyer. Okay. So Big Jim. Well, the name was like very different than that. Anyways, you got Tom Sawyer. You got Huck Finn, and these particular characters, we know that they're just made up, right? But no one worships them, so we can say that, oh yeah, they're just made up, right? But if there was a religion that was based on them, I can completely see how a lot of people might go, well, maybe Samuel Clemens was basing this off of somebody who he knew. Okay. Just because there's a religion that's attached to it doesn't mean that you automatically get to say, oh, hey, there's a potential of something behind it. We don't do that with anything else. So it would have to be the religion. That would have to be the reason why you're doing it. I don't know any other reason why you're saying, oh, hey, all these fictitious stories were heaped upon this real person. Why are you saying that? But nevertheless, I'm not attacking you, Lloyd. I'm just saying, like, just in general, that kind of argument. But I do see what you're saying. £2 there from Neptune Cult. Thank you very much. La Chica. CBJ, don't check the Discord. Queefus doofus. Okay, so I've got, first of all, I'm going to have to put a Q word there. And then we're going to have to put the doofus. Hey, there's the 5. There we go. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. We just hit 5. But now I got to check the Discord because you can't just, okay. Nope. All right. Very sorry that I did that. Fucking hate everybody on the Discord. All right. All right. So, let me see. Is there anybody who's got some evidence for Jesus or Paul? Anybody? If you had said Rush, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of, mean, pride or whatever. I can't remember. Is it stride or pride? I don't know. I can't remember what the word is. All right. I just remember, I just remember the South Park intro that they did. Pride. That's what I thought it was, pride. All right. Couldn't drive my controller fast enough to say Tom Sawyer. I have evidence for Lizard Jesus. Oh my God. Literally screaming Tom Sawyer, Tom Sawyer, Tom Sawyer at the time. That's funny. Come on up. I mean, there's a bunch of people chirping over there on YouTube.
My detector test determined that was a lie.
Come on up. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Come on up. I had nothing to do with that. I feel like you probably did. If you have to say that you didn't have anything to do with it, you probably had everything to do with it. If CBJ was brave, he'd show the pic on screen. I'm not brave. Should I show it? I mean, should I show this god-awful picture? What the hell is that? That's supposed to be me. There's the board and everything behind me. Who's the fucking fox? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Nope. Nope. Nope.
That's no good.
Yeah. Check, please. All right. My wife. Okay, Lady CBJ is the fox. I guess so. Matthew's the fox. Jesus Christ. Your foxy wife. Jared hates it here. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Okay. Either Matthew or Joel is the fox. How would this is
This is a load of barnacles.
all right. How do I pronounce your name?
Miss Nosdow.
Oh, Miss Nosdow. Okay. All right. What you got?
I'm no historian, and I actually agree with a lot of your content, but I was just curious. I can't see your board. Have you ever refuted Thales or Africanus? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so Julius Africanus. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So he tries to quote from Thales, or he doesn't quote, but he mentions Thales and Phlegon. Both of them are, they're both historians within Rome, or the Roman Empire, and he claims that they talked about how there was darkness during the time of Jesus, and says that they attribute this to a solar eclipse.
Yeah.
So, in other words, But he doesn't actually quote them and anything like that. We don't have anything directly from Thales or Phlegon. But basically what he's doing is he's trying to say that they mentioned a solar eclipse, and he's trying to say that that was at the same time as Jesus, because he says that it's during the reign of Tiberius. And that is technically true. There was a solar eclipse that actually went over the parts of the Roman Empire there during the reign of Tiberius. I can pull this up here. This is the actual one. It is on the 29th. Here, I should pull this up. Wait. Let me open this image. Okay. So it's actually on the 29th. The 29th of November, the 24th of November in the year 29. So it's the wrong year, wrong time of the year. And the path of totality went above Jerusalem. Jerusalem is here. The path of totality is above it. And the longest period of the longest duration of the eclipse is right here. It's 1 minute and 59 seconds.
Let's take a screenshot.
So, yeah, I mean, there was an actual eclipse that went over the Roman Empire during the reign of Tiberius. Yes, there was. Unfortunately, it is wrong day of the week, wrong month of the year, wrong year, and wrong location, wrong duration, everything. It just doesn't line up.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem.
All right.
Were there any other questions, or?
No, there was no other questions. I kind of wanted you to maybe what if somebody in your audience would want to know about it? Maybe they had a question about it. So
yeah. It doesn't get brought up a lot. Every once in a while, somebody brings it up. What a lot of people try to point to is a lunar eclipse. They try to say that there was a lunar eclipse on, because I think there was a lunar eclipse that happened in the year 33 or something. Let's see. So there was a lunar eclipse. Astronomical calculations based on NASA eclipse catalogs confirmed that a partial lunar eclipse was visible from Jerusalem on the evening of Friday, April 3rd, 33. Some historians and researchers connect this red-hued moonrise to biblical accounts of the crucifixion, though scholars remain divided on its exact significance. So not only did the sky not go dark, because that's not what happens during a lunar eclipse, but on top of that, just because it was in 33, that doesn't really mean anything, because we tend to connect 33 with Jesus because the Gospel of Luke says he starts his ministry around the age of 30, and then the Gospel of John says that he attended 3 different Passover ceremonies festivals in Jerusalem. He at 3 different ones. So that means his ministry was for 3 years, and he supposedly was around the age of 30 when he began his ministry. So using Luke and John, they pieced together that he was 33, roughly 33 when he died. But the problem is, the 2 birth stories that we have from him from the Bible, one of them says that he's born in 6 CE, which is impossible because that would have him die somewhere around the year 39, and Pilate was dismissed in 36. The other one is more likely than the other one, just based off of the events, because Matthew tries to say he was born during the reign of King Herod, who died in 4 BCE. But if that's the case, if he dies around the age of 33, then it would put him well before the year 33 for his death. So it just wouldn't work.
Add up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, not a problem for coming. Thank you for coming up.
How do I hang up?
Oh, I got you. It's all good.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up there. All right. Let's see. It just wouldn't really work with 33. I think people connect to the number 33 because they're like, oh, Jesus died at 33, and a lot of people who just haven't really looked into it assume that like AD and BC actually is connected to the actual time of Jesus. So like 1 AD would be when he was born or started living and stuff. And so people go, oh, 33 is perfect. And it's like, No, not only is it not perfect year-wise, it also doesn't make any sense from a partial lunar eclipse, and a lunar eclipse doesn't make it, even if it was a total lunar eclipse, it wouldn't be, what do you think that means? Like, what? Anyways. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah. So let me show you what this is. What we end up with here. Oh, I gotta zoom out here. Okay. This right here is a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. So a solar eclipse is when the moon actually gets in the way of the sun, of the sunlight here, and it stops the sunlight from hitting the earth. All right. So if you're in the path of totality, it's going to be dark. Whereas a lunar eclipse is where the earth gets in the way of the moon. The earth gets in the way of the moon. And so if the sun is still shining, like you're fine. You're perfectly fine. The sun is just shining on the earth and hitting the earth. You're good to go. The earth is in the way of the moon. That's the difference. So if this was in the middle of like the day or at 9 a.m., they would have been in the path of the sun and it wouldn't have been an issue at all. Like if it was daytime, they're on this side and the moon's on that side. So yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Wouldn't have any effect on it. All right. Emily Neptune says, we all know CBJ has 2 lesbian lumberjack fox girlfriends, Brie wife and IRL sandwich wife. Jesus Christ. Anyways, I'll stop now. Okay. Yeah, she was sweet. All right. All right. If you have any evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up. Somebody on the YouTube live chat was saying something about the shroud. You can come up and talk about the shroud if you want. $1.99 from a Lope Nope. Thanks, man. It says, can we get an amen from our favorite reptile? Jesus Christ. I'm not even gonna give into that because if I say it, people are gonna be like, oh wow, he's a fucking reptile, or he's dumb. I've seen how stupid people can be over the last 24 hours. It is very apparent that even some of the smartest sounding people can be very, very stupid sometimes. So I don't want to even give the doofuses, I said it this time, ammo there. All right. IRL sandwich wife is diabolical. All right. 1 Peter 3:15 says that you should always be prepared to give a reason for the hope that you have when demanded or requested of you, and do so respectfully. So come on up. If you got evidence for Jesus or Paul, request on up. If you don't come up here and give us evidence for Jesus or Paul, unfortunately, God will unalive a puppy. Twice. Same puppy. He brings it back to life and then does it again. Look it up. It's in the book of Joel. Whenever you make God sad, he unalives puppies. So please come on up. Come on up. Let's talk about it. Do you play video games? Not really. Not really. I am, however, looking forward to a particular video game that is coming out. I have been searching literally every other day to see if it has a release date yet. I'll let you squabble back and forth about which game it is. If someone guesses it, I'll say it. But it does not have a release date that I'm aware of, not announced yet, but I am very excited to play it. Okay. How often do you die when playing a game? While playing a game? I don't know. All right. Tracy, Tracy, formerly Yanto, $4.99 says, you have made me grow ovaries and I'm a man. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. All right. And then Brent, I saw that you requested up. You can request back up if you like. Let me take a look here. New Zelda. Nope. The Book of Joel reads Bible. Yeah. Same puppy Jesus won't help. Exactly. Yeah. Final Fantasy. Nope. FIFA. Nope. Wolverine. Nope. Master Creation. Nope. Star Citizen. Nope. Sims. Nope. Ocarina. Nope. Fable. Nope. GTA. Nope. 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 I'll give you a hint. It is, as far as I can tell, it is only on PC. You've made me grow ovaries, and I'm a man. Well, I'm glad that I have helped you grow some ovaries there, Tracy Formiglianto. If that's what you wanted to do. If it's not what you wanted to do, then I apologize profusely. No, it's only on. Yeah, it's only on Steam. Red Dead 3. Oh no, that would be pretty cool. Jaren, I Am Jesus Christ already released. Yes, yeah. I played the beta of that game. Call of Carrier. That's funny. Dawn of War. Nope. Power World. No. Pac-Man. No. Nope. Still nothing quite yet. Heinz says, doesn't atheist Bart Ehrman admit that Jesus existed? I had his book on it. It was a good read. Well, coming up, we can talk about it. No, BC, no. Call of Jury Duty. Star Wars. Nope. No, not yet. Is Zach in it? No, he's not in it. He's not in it. Even though that would make sense. Well, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense for him to be in this game. It'd be fun if I could get a game that he had it. He was in it. Heinz. You brought up Bart Ehrman, I believe. Heinz, you there? Heinz? Heinz? Hey, I can kind of hear you. Heinz, are you typing? Oh, I do desperately want to join this. I'm in chemistry class. Heinz, you're on a live right now. If you're in chemistry class, why are you listening to me? Give me a cough if you can hear me and you want me to drop you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Yeah.
Heinz.
Sorry, man. I'm just in a chemistry class, innit? I really want to join this discussion because it's a really interesting topic. But I followed you anyway, so next time you're on a live, I'll definitely jump in.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just in the middle of a class.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Heinz.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'll follow you in.
Sounds good. All right, chemistry class, in it. All right, yeah, I heard the in it. Okay, Elizabeth Heretics just sitting out there in the chat. She's got to hate it whenever somebody comes up and has like a UK accent or something like that. She's probably she's got to be like, oh my god, Jaren's gonna say something about it. It's probably like Rebels Apostate over there on YouTube. She's probably like, oh shit. Someone came up with a French accent. It's funny. Or like Joel. Oh shit, someone's from Canada. Like, he's taking the test. Give him the answers. There's somebody in the chat called Sebi says this is what the devil says. I guess Sebi speaks for the devil. I don't know what that is. I thought Joel was English. You thought Joel was English? He speaks it. Kinda. Ish. A little bit. It's classified. Is he in here? He might be in here. We're talking shit about him. No, I don't see him in here. I do see someone in here, though. Is Christina the Godless. 1/3 of Girls Gone Godless. Also 1/3 of Bible Libel, which is every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central. It was yesterday. Yesterday, I had a ton of fun. And my goal with Bible Libel. This is my goal with Bible Libel. My goal is to go live at TikTok. On TikTok at 9 p.m. Central, roughly. I'm a little late usually. My goal, and one of these days I'm going to do it, is to make Christina laugh so hard that she pisses herself. As well as Matt. I want him to piss himself too. I want them both. It's got nothing to do with piss and everything to do with humor. That's what I'm trying to do. That is my goal. And as soon as I achieve it, I'm done with Bible Libel. All right. Let's see here. Sebi says, you can laugh, but you won't laugh at thee. And then put judgment. All right. I like that, like, pause that you had there. That little, like, dramatic effect.
I may or may not be driving. Sorry.
Well, you're not driving. And also, did you hear my goal?
I did. I've had 6 kids, bro.
Yeah, so I feel like it's probably going to be achievable.
Show's over then.
Oh, it's already happened.
It already happens when I sneeze or cough or laugh or fucking walk down the street. Are you kidding me?
Well, the only one left to do is Matt.
Is Matt. All right. Well, there we go.
I will slowly be working on that poor man's bladder.
All right.
I will get to a certain point. But yeah, that is the goal. Bible Libel at 9 p.m. Central on Sunday nights, guys. Bible Libel. Christina, when's the next time you're going live?
Hopefully tonight. I just got out of the dentist chair, so I'm like Novocained on half of my face. But
you shouldn't be driving.
I think I'll be good. I'm fine. It's just local. They just gave me a shot. It's not like I was put under. I just look like I had a stroke. It's fine.
And I'm driving home. Yeah. Well, if Christina does not go live this evening, guys, make sure to check in on her. But make sure you're following Christina, though. Christina the Godless. 1/3 of Girls Gone Godless, where all godless podcasts can be found to be podcasting, wherever podcasts are. And also Bible Libel, which is not a podcast, but we're paid every time that we say the word podcast.
Something like that.
Something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
just gum numb. All right. Thank you. Don't gong me. I'm going to drop myself.
All right. All right. If you've got evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up. One more podcast with 3 hosts. She'll equal one whole person. Yeah, she's 1/3 of Girls Gone Godless, 1/3 of Bible Libel. If she does a live with, I don't know, like Joel and Mezzo or something like that, she will finally be a person. That's how that works. If I join 5 different podcasts, I'll be 3 people. Oh, I think we've got a request here. The Real Skeptic Frog, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, man? I have a question actually on Irenaeus. I don't know how to pronounce it. And Mark, the long ending of Mark, of Gospel of Mark. So the Gospel of Mark in Codex Sinaiticus and Codex Vaticanus, they have the short ending, which is stopped directly after his death, right?
Correct.
And the first time, those 2 codexes are from the 4th century. The first time we got the long ending, it's Codex Alexandrinus in the 5th century. Right? The thing is, Irenaeus in 180 quote the verse 1619 of the long ending. So my question is, because the manuscript from Irenaeus,
my view is that the person who wrote the long ending is the person who wrote Luke.
Okay. Because like the thing is, like, if it didn't appear like in codexes from the 4th century,
yeah.
The question is like, is it possible also that because the manuscript we have from Irenaeus, the earlier manuscript we have are from the 10th or 11th century, is it possible also that they did the same as they did with Josephus and annotated and inserted it during the copy?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible that they're doing it. They might even be basing it off of Irenaeus, but I would say that Irenaeus, because the long ending of the Gospel of Mark actually showed up with Luke whenever we ran both Mark and Luke together and split up chapter 16 of Mark. It came up with Luke. So, which makes sense because it does have an ascension story. Like it says in Mark, let me go ahead and pull this up. So this is Mark chapter 16.
He goes to heaven. Yeah. Verse 19.
Yep. Let's see. Yep. Taken up into heaven. Sat down on a right hand of God. Yep. So it does say that he was taken up.
Is that part in Evangelion? I downloaded Evangelion, but I didn't read it yet.
No, he doesn't have an ascension. No.
Okay. Cool. Just I'm not there yet. I'm digging. I'm keep digging. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to know, like, if it was possible that, like, it was like a monk's edit in a later copy of Irenaeus.
Yeah, this is the ending of Evangeline here.
Okay.
Yeah, it says, but while they were still distrusting, he said to them, "Do you have something here to eat?" They handed him a piece of boiled fish, and he had taken it. He ate it there in their presence. Then he said to them, "Go and proclaim to all the peoples." That's it.
All right.
He doesn't.
Cool.
He doesn't have an ascension story there. The person who puts the ascension story into the Gospel of Luke, adds to Marcion and puts that ascension story in and makes the Gospel of Luke, is also the person who goes in. From what we could tell from Salametry, is also the person who goes into Mark and adds the longer ending there. So it would make sense that it would be Irenaeus if he's talking about it. That's another reason why we say that either Polycarp or Irenaeus may have written Luke or may have a hand in it, because it's just they seem to not only come up with it stylometrically, it's also the timing is okay there. It's pretty good timing there, as well as Irenaeus seems to be talking it up quite a bit.
Okay. Cool. I downloaded like some stuff. Like I'm behind in the reading. I'm just like trying to take shortcuts with your knowledge.
If you think about it, if Irenaeus is behind Luke, which is taking Marcion and adding to it to try to change some of his theology, it's like, well, yeah, it makes sense that he would do that, or he would be coming from a place of talking about like Marcion, and he's the first one to talk a lot of shit about him. So it would make sense that he would be behind Luke as well.
All right. Cool. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. Merci.
Have a good one, man.
All right. Let's see. Do you have somebody recover some chapter something? Chapter boat or something? Chapter, what's going on? I think Chapter might be asleep. All right. If anybody's got any evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up. Agrea says, Irenaeus and the Polycarp letter always group very closely for me. Cannabinoid on TikTok says, maturing is understanding a fancy accent may sound correct, but the Texas accent is correct. Dallas. That's Dallas. Long mode. All right. So it's around this time. So here's the thing. I'm actually paying attention, guys. Whatever you're about to say, you can either DM me or you can put it in the comments and I'll read it. Okay. So it's around this time that normally we get a little bit of a lift from people who are swinging by. There's nothing fancy about my accent. I'm a countryside boy. Josh Naroon says, heading to Roanoke in the morning. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. What's going on? Rebel Apostate.
Jaron. Hi, Jaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well, yourself?
Très bien.
Yeah, check it out. Oh, c'est très bien.
Oh.
Maintenant, je dois te montrer à dire des mots mauvais. Des
Yeah, I don't know
swear
what
words.
you're saying, but it sounds like you want a croissant. That's the only thing I'm getting from that.
No, I'll teach you one swear word if you want.
One swear word.
Only one.
Only one.
Only one. Only one for this time. I'll come back another time and I'll teach you another one.
All right, what
Okay.
lay it on me. What you got?
Tabarnak.
They just sound like you were saying tabernacle, but you stopped.
Yeah, exactly. What exactly? Without the
Tabarnak?
L. Tabarnak.
Tabernacle.
You just got to put a bit more emphasis on the K because it's not CLE at the end, it's a K. So it goes tabarnak.
Tabernacle.
There you go.
right.
Bravo.
I guess. What did I just say? You said the N-word.
No, not at all. It's because us over here in Quebec, our swear words are pretty much related to church.
Oh.
Whatever has to do with church, not appliances, but items such as chalices, it's calice, and tabernacle, like you said before, it's tabarnak. So those are our swear words over here.
What? So how would you use that in a sentence, like it translated to English at least?
Okay, so it's fucking hot. All right. So in French, I would say il fait chaud en tabarnak.
So
the adjective is at the end of the sentence.
Okay.
Or the yeah, that's the way we do it
That's
here.
wild. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like an English saying, but it's hot as a tabernacle or something.
Well, it would be translated literally. It wouldn't sound good, but it would be the literal translation. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you speak French, let's say that you speak French for a whole week, and then on the weekend you get with your friends or your family, and they speak English. It's like your mind has to be all put upside down, inside out, because the words don't flow like they flow in English. Understand?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes when I start my week again, the words again, they seems to be like on the Monday. Now we're Monday, and the words they don't seem. Yeah, exactly. They're like all stuck in a corner up there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, interestingly enough, Lady Huggy, I know that she's in Canada, but like I don't know if she speaks French or not. But I think that she's reacting to what you're saying and saying that yeah, that's true. So I think she might speak a little bit of French as well.
Yeah, well, so Quebec is the most eastern inland province, because we have provinces over here, not states. We'll never be the 51st state. And so we have,
give it time.
Yeah, so we're on the east end of the chunk of land, and we have 9 million people out of 40 million people. And so we're a pretty big crowd, but I would say that the rest of Canada doesn't really, like, ask Joel. He doesn't speak French at all. Yeah. He says one or two words here and there, but nothing more.
Yeah.
So we speak French over here, but the rest of Canada usually doesn't. So if Lady Huggies, how do you call her?
Yeah, Lady
What's her
Huggy
name?
there in the chat. Yeah, in the TikTok chat. Yeah.
Okay, so does she speak French or not?
I don't know. I don't know if she speaks a lot of it. I have no idea. I don't know. I know she's from Canada, but I don't think she speaks a lot of French. She may a little bit. I don't know.
Well, if she's close to the province of Quebec, she might be speaking French a bit or a lot. But if you go further west, they usually don't.
I actually
There you go. So
I just found out. So interestingly enough, if obviously this is not going to happen, and it's not that I want it to happen. I don't think either side really wants to happen. But if Canada became the 51st state, if
Why?
that was the case, it would be by far, obviously, the biggest by size. But as far as the population, it would still rank number one. It would pass California by roughly 2 million. Not a huge difference, but yeah, it would pass California. But as far as the total GDP, it would be the third. It would rank behind California and Texas, but ahead of New York.
Ahead of New York and behind Texas? Are you serious?
Yeah, as far as like how much like economic output on an individual economic output basis, so like per capita, like by the population, it would rank near the bottom, ahead of only Mississippi.
Our salaries are shit over here. So I hear, but I looked at your medium, your how do you call it? The medium wage?
Yeah.
Average. You guys, it's what, $7 an hour?
Oh, the minimum wage. Minimum wage is like $7.65 or something like that. It's pretty low.
Us, it's like $15-16 an hour. So I don't understand how our revenues are so low compared to you guys.
Well, so that translates to about $11 in USD. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. In the whole United States continental.
It would rank first in the share of adults holding a college degree at 58%. The homicide rate, 2 per 100,000 residents, would put it on par with states like Utah and New Hampshire. So really safe, really safe. Damn. It would command 54 seats in the House of Representatives. Forcing other states to lose seats. Okay, because we have a cap at 435. So basically, it would come in and shift politics drastically.
Perhaps. Maybe you'd get the universal health care.
Oh yeah,
system
like
that
it
we
would.
have over here.
Like if Canada became the 51st state, it would shift America drastically to basically be a bigger Like if America absorbed Canada for some weird reason, like it would just turn it all into a big Canada.
Happen.
Yeah,
Correct.
it wouldn't really. It wouldn't be as bad as you think. It would be dumb, but it wouldn't be bad. Like it would just be weird.
It would be weird. I'm not for that, and especially not the way it's presented by Trump there.
Oh well, eventually that's.
I don't want to share the president with you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that president.
Yeah. Okay. Technically, we don't.
I'm sorry.
But...
No, well, that's what I hear from Americans. But maybe you're different. But I know Texas is a red state.
I'm not any different. No, I don't want them.
I don't like him. I don't want him.
No. But
okay, so I'll let you go with your other people that are coming up, and it was a pleasure speaking with you.
All right. Well, this live has been très tabarnak.
Ça a été agréable, so agreeable, en tabarnak.
Agreeable? Yeah, I couldn't do that one.
Agreeable is in English.
Yeah, it just
right?
sounds like you're saying the word agreeable, but with emphasis on weird parts of the word.
Exactly. The emphasis is on the first syllable of the word instead of the last part of the word. And this is why, like, people when people are French and they speak English, or English speakers speaking French, agréable, that's in French, and agree. Yeah, agréable. You gotta sing it.
Yeah.
Agréable. Agréable. En tabarnak.
Yeah. I don't know. It's French.
You don't like it?
I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, French to me it sounds slimy. Like it just kind of, because it sounds like the words, but like you're kind of like, I'm imagining the words just it's kind of like music, like it's being sang at you or something.
Right.
Like snails in the chat. Yeah, maybe it's the escargot. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that's what it is.
Well, if you think of the French language and the first image that comes to your mind or to your head is a snail, obviously you're gonna think
maybe
it's slimy. But we don't slur words, or some people don't some people talk like they have a potato in their mouth, but that could be in any language, not just in French. People don't articulate all the time,
Yeah, I think it's because of the fact that like the French that I have come in contact with is generally down in like Louisiana, and everything down in Louisiana is just wet.
There comes the slime.
Yeah, it's just wet and slimy. It's like a fucking bog. The entire state is just a swamp. I think that's probably the issue.
But Louisiana is just beside Texas, right?
Yeah.
Well, not that far.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so do you have some of these people coming into your state? Mingling with you guys?
So Texas is really like a good 5 parts. You got West Texas, which is just nothing but fucking dirt. Then you got South Texas, where the Tex meets the Mex. There's Central Texas, where or like the middle of Texas there, where it's like Austin.
Fort Worth.
In the middle of Texas is Austin, and that's where like liberals like to hang out, like blue-haired liberals. Yeah. All them goofy people, hippies and shit. And then up north you've got like Dallas and Fort Worth, and those are your like true like cowboys.
True places.
That's a pretty good place if you want to live. That's where you move to. Then you got the East, which is like a bunch of like pine trees, and it's like where it turns into Louisiana, and you get like this mix of like cowboy, redneck, and like Cajun, and it's just like, nah.
Funny mixture. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
don't go over there. And then of course there's the Panhandle, but no one talks about the Panhandle because it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it does, but no one talks about that.
No, we're talking about it.
Yeah, no. There's somebody in the chat who's actually from the Panhandle, and we don't talk about the Panhandle.
What is that? Just for fun? Panhandle? Panhandle?
It's like the top of Texas. It's like the rectangle-ish kind of area at the top of Texas. No one ever goes there. I think it's
that's where the tornadoes pass all the time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody wants to live there.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, that's the true North Texas, I guess. But like,
you don't want to go there.
Yeah, unless you're visiting Mazikeen there in the
that
chat.
Area. Okay, so nothing
but wind and cows. Yeah, there we go. Nothing but wind and cows.
There you go. So I was right with my tornadoes story over there.
Yeah, the tornadoes fits. But anyways, thank you very, very much,
thank you,
Rebel Apostate.
Yes. I will come back next week with another swear word.
Oh, God. I'm worried. Well, thank you.
I appreciate you. Have a nice day.
All right, too.
Bye.
Let's see. No one wants to live in Texas. Oh, no. You're born in another state. You're a Texan by choice. Tornadoes come in and leave it better. That's funny. All right. Waylon Daly. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. What you got here for us?
Also, I just want to say I'm glad you're still alive because I was listening to your show while I was at the dentist this whole time, and I just got home. So.
Okay. I thought you said glad I'm still alive. I'm like, did I say something so offensive?
Alive, yeah.
Jesus.
No. Well, I'm glad you're alive as well, but
yeah.
I was just gonna ask about because I like to hear your live and educate myself on like these different like historical inaccuracies of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering if you ever like study or research the Quran.
To some extent, yeah. I mean, we've done some research on that. That's on our next project that's coming up, where we touch on that a bit. We're trying to figure out when it was written, and if we can get like some of the authorship, or determine if it was really something that came directly from one person, like they claim it did. And we find out that it's written probably like. So Muhammad very likely existed. I would say that he existed. And but he was a little later than I think some people think he was, just a tad bit, just like a few years later. But the Quran itself doesn't seem to come directly from him at all. It seems to be something that was already sort of kind of around in some capacity prior, and it ends up kind of being formalized under him, if that makes sense. And he might not have anything to do with it. It might just be more attaching him to it because he was the leader at the time. But we do see at least 3 different authors that come from it, or that are there in the text, and a good portion of the material that's in there is based off of biblical stuff, which makes sense because the Quran shows up about almost 300 years after Christianity became the official religion of the entire Roman Empire. So it's definitely going to have a lot of Christian influence on it.
Right. Would you say that the Quran was, and Islam itself is like a cultural response to Christianity taking such a large hold?
Kind of. I would say that it's almost. I would almost be willing to call it like an attempt at like reforming Christianity almost. Obviously, you've got like more of your Arab culture that goes into it, but then you have like almost like an attempt to reform Christianity and bring it around towards like a monotheistic stance, because the Christians were saying, oh, we're monotheistic, but they weren't. Not really, because they have demigods in the form of saints. Just Jesus himself is automatically another god if you really break it down. So the Trinity's not even really monotheistic. Like, you can try to say that that's 3 gods or 1 god and 3 persons or something. No, that's polytheism. So the point is, they seem to be attempting to kind of bring it back to more of a monotheistic kind of point of view. And I mean, that's how I kind of view it. But nevertheless, yeah, it is influenced by them.
Okay, yeah. I was really curious about that because ever since I began, because I used to be Christian, but when I began my deconstruction, I would have a lot of conversations to Christians, and I found that pretty easy because, I mean, the Bible just has so many contradictions and like just so many different wild things. And obviously the Quran has wild things too, because it's like, most religious books have some wild things. But I have found that now that I'm like learning more about Islam, that it is a lot more consistent than the Bible. And I want to know your thoughts on that.
That the Quran is?
Yeah.
I mean, more.
At least
what do you
from
mean
what I've
more
heard.
consistent?
Like, because it was written in such a much shorter time span, right? And like by a smaller group of people.
Yeah, it's
So
going
it
to be
seems to
a
have-
little bit more like consistent throughout the text itself,
Right.
I guess. But I mean, it's still very reliant upon a lot of older material that isn't real.
Okay.
Like,
for sure.
It's still reliant upon the New Testament, which has Jesus, which obviously I talk about. It's still reliant on the Old Testament, which has even more myths. Like, it's. I mean, it's not historically reliable, but it
for sure, yeah.
But it might be consistent in the sense that, like
consistent
Abraham
within
Lincoln,
itself, kind of.
vampire, or even Harry Potter's consistent throughout the story,
Right,
but it's
for
not
sure.
real.
For sure, yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to imply it was real. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I know.
That's what I like have a hard time with when I have conversations about that. Is like, dang, it really kind of is hard to find like the same contradictions in Quran as there is in the Bible. But then again, I don't know much about it, so maybe I'm just like missing some parts.
I mean, the Quran still has contradictions. And it still has its own, like scientific problems. Obviously, I mean, it's
Right.
not good, but it's just. I mean, consistency based off of how long it's been written and stuff like that. Is consistency really what, like, is that really the metric that you're going to use to determine whether or not something is better than something else, or like what?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like when people come up here and say, "Ooh, hey, we have more evidence for Jesus than everyone else." It's like, yeah, so you mean the biggest religion on the planet has the most copies of a story? Cool. Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Like, why? It would be weird if we didn't have more copies of the Gospels than we had for Julius Caesar. That would be really strange, because people worship the main character of the Gospels in the world's biggest religion that's been around for almost 2,000 years. Like, of course there would be more copies of that. That's dumb as shit. So people just kind of pick a random statistic and point to it and say, this is how we win. And it's like, it's kind of like looking at the Quran and saying, oh, it's internally consistent, better than the Bible. And it's like, okay.
Right.
All right.
It's like telling them it's like telling them, okay, we'll try to find a contradiction in like Taoism. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it any more real or it's just
Yep.
Okay. And then you mentioned earlier about how Muhammad, his name is Muhammad, right?
Yeah, Muhammad. Yep.
The prophet. Okay. And you were saying that it was, in your opinion, probably, as far as you know,
real dude.
More attributed to him because he was the leader.
Oh yeah. It was probably just attached to him as the leader, as opposed to somebody who was actually actively involved in it. Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me, I don't really know much about the man at all. Like, what was he the leader of exactly?
So he's the leader of the particular. Well, he's got a following from the Arab people. A lot of the people over there just decided to follow him as a militaristic leader who would lead them into battle. Some of the armies of that consider themselves like the armies of Muhammad or the armies of Islam, armies that are coming from like Mecca and whatnot.
Okay, so it even has like a pretty violent origin if he was just like a military type style leader, right?
Yeah, he was a bit more of like a excuse me, like a warlord kind of guy. And so they just kind of attached.
Jeez, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
It'd be like somebody coming up with a religion like from Mongolia or something like that. I think it's from Mongolia. And then saying, hey, this is the book of Genghis Khan. And it's like, well, Genghis Khan probably didn't say it or probably didn't have anything to do with it, but it comes from his armies. It comes from the people that were under him.
Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, I just was curious on like some things you might have known more about the Quran, because that's what I'm studying now, trying to learn more about. Because, like I said, I've never known much about Islam at all. But now that I'm learning more about it, it's one, fascinating, but two, also kind of like scary, because like people actually believe in this shit, and it's like there's a lot of bad stuff in it. But
it's just as draconian as you have like other texts, like some of the older things like in the Old Testament and stuff like that. I would even maybe say a little worse, because it's actively involved in war, as opposed to writing after the wars have claimed to have happened. In other words, so for instance, the Tanakh and the Torah, we're finding that it is written sometime after Israel returns from Babylonian exile. They're in a moment of relative peace at the time, but the Quran, it's written and then really preserved and pushed by people who are actively part of battles and wars. So it's a little different because it's going to be more militaristic in nature. So it's going to have more of your violent kind of claims and violent kind of stories and statements.
Interesting. Okay, so that makes more sense why they speak about, because a lot of people will bring up how it mentions like how you're supposed to treat women in captivity. I'm always wondering why they get so like explicit about this stuff, and it sounds so horrible, but that makes sense because they're talking from the perspective of like being at war and stuff.
Right.
So I guess it was relevant to them.
Yeah, it's relevant
me
to
reading
them
it
in
now,
that moment. Yeah.
it's like, damn, this shit is crazy. Okay.
yeah.
I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like you're telling me about how to treat women who are captive and saying you can take them as your wife and stuff. Like, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, it
but,
says that in the Old Testament too, but I mean,
really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even. Wow, that's
yeah, it explicitly
insane
tells
to
them that
me.
you can do that. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I
but
think
it's
the
basing
main-
off of that kind of stuff. So it's going to build on top of that. That's how it is. It's basically
Okay.
just taking like old draconian, archaic, violent ways of thinking and violent ways of life, and bringing it hundreds of years into the future, into their time around the 6th century. It's not good. It's definitely not good.
Right. Okay. Wow. That's because I view religion as like purely a cultural expression. Because that's really what it is. Religion is just culture. And so it kind of makes sense that it could be just like a cultural response to Christianity. It's like Christianity 2.0 almost, you know?
Kinda.
Like
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I appreciate it much, and I'm gonna probably keep listening, keep hearing what you got to say about this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for coming up, man. Thanks.
Ron, what's that? What is that about?
What'd
Yeah.
you say? What was that? Oh, sorry. It was a bad connection there. I didn't catch what he said there at the end. I think he was asking about the project. Our next project is over the Quran. It's coming out here pretty soon. But yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. But yeah, our next project's coming out here pretty soon. It goes over the Old Testament, the Quran, and the Book of Mormon. Yeah. Let me bring up this next guest, and then really fast, ZZ Lion Dad, $5. Tabachnak, roughly equivalent to the English "damn it," fuck, or holy shit. It's hot as fuck, or holy shit, it's hot. Yeah, that makes sense. It's wild. I never considered that idea, but that's pretty cool. $2 there from Lloyd Lineske. Islam, compounding error on top of Christian error. Yeah, pretty much. It just kind of makes it even worse. We've got someone who seems to be connecting. Hopefully they can. Is it Swordfish? It looks like Swordfish. Swordfish, you there? I don't know if Swordfish is here. If you got any evidence, come on up. Any evidence? Paul or Jesus, come on up. Dongfish. Okay, Swordfish, it didn't connect. If you want to request back up, you can, but I don't know why. I don't know why I was messing up. Is it going to be a book? Yes. Yes, it'll be a book. Yeah. Yes, great eyes. I got your DM there. Palefang says hello. Invite Palefang. Okay, I just invited him. It just keeps declining it. I don't know why, but he did. Why is Texas melting? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's 108. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Are we going to be surprised by how true the Quran is? No. In fact, you are not. What is going on? Power of Love. Power of Love, you there? All right, Power of Love was not there. But Power of Love did say in the chat, how do you still have time for this? You a paid Jesuit. Showing the Power of Love there. Don't need money, don't need fame, just a working mic, please. Is he brawling with a zipper and losing? Is he getting kidnapped? Back pocket of love. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. because of course, we have somebody coming back here. This is this big text, or I guess text before Jesus. I don't look like that. All right, if you've got evidence. You do much rodeoing these days? No. Deep in the heart of Texas. Big L for AI. It's not, it wasn't me that made it. Someone else in the chat. Is that your brother? No. TBJ, text before Jesus. Pale Fang, what we're going to do real fast is we're going to go ahead and mute you for the rest of the live. You can come up if you want. I just sent you an invite. You can request up, but you cannot comment anymore.
There's so much shit happening around the world, and you could kick me because I'm not going to stop talking, but there is so much shit happening around the world.
That's fine. What's your evidence for Jesus?
Hey, stop muting me, bro. Stop muting me.
What's your
Stop muting me.
evidence for
This shit
Jesus?
is, hey, fuck your evidence. Go search up NASA actual fucking records, bro, of AD 33. Go search that up, bro. Actual records from NASA. Go search it up, bro, please.
We talked about
But I'm gonna say this while you do. There's shit happening around the world, bro. Y'all need to lock in, bro. Do your research on what's actually happening, bro. Like actually happening. Please.
So what you're talking about is the lunar
Hey,
eclipse
Jesus
that
Christ loves you
happened
guys.
in 33 AD. A lunar eclipse doesn't provide darkness. It would have just had a red-hued moonrise. That's it. So, no. All right, he left. All right. Well, Pale Fang, he's gone. All right. He's about to cry. That was weird. Anyways, if anybody has any evidence for Jesus or Paul, come on up. I want to hear from you. I really do. I really do. Oh, he is crying? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Y se marchó.
He say crasho. That's funny. I've heard a lot of wrong people on here, but that fella seemed like the most unwell. Yeah. Mets fan? Who's Mets fan? Mets fan 342 said, host is self-obsessed with massive ego. You think it's massive? And conceit, but little intelligence. And then said, I've got nothing to cry about. Speaking of crying about stuff, Pelfang's back up here to sing us another sad song of his people.
Okay, wait. I'm
Pelfang,
so
any
confused.
evidence
So,
for Jesus or
wait, hold on,
Paul,
hold on,
or
hold
would you like to continue crying?
Hold up. Yeah, I like to continue crying. Hold up. But I'm so confused though because we got people in the chat saying, "Oh,
You're aware
NASA
you're
is deceptive."
confused.
Bro, stop interrupting me, you dickhead. And there's people in the chat talking about NASA is deceptive, like, but they don't want to believe in
I
Jesus.
don't even know what
That's
you're talking
deceptive?
about.
I'm not talking to you, dickhead. I'm talking to the people in the chat, bro. Holy
Well,
shit.
then maybe you
people in
should
the
just
chat.
stay down in the chat.
I can't because you fucking banned me. What are you talking about, bro? You
I
sound
didn't ban
ridiculous.
you.
Like, first of all,
If you
prove
were
to me how-
banned, you wouldn't be up
prove
here. Now listen, you're up here, so you're
You
talking
ban-
to me. If you don't want to talk to me, you can hit the oh shit handle. Looks like an X right above your head. Oh, stay quiet. Daddy's
You ban-
talking. So again, The 33 AD mentioned by NASA is for a lunar eclipse.
Okay, but prove to
That's for a lunar eclipse and not darkness.
Okay, prove to me how Jesus is fake.
Can you be born 10 years before you're born?
Huh?
Can you be born 10 years before you're born?
Can you be born 10? What are you saying?
I'm asking you a question. Is it
Can you be
possible
born
for
10
someone
years
to be
before you were
born
born?
and then 10 years later, the
Bro,
same
what are you
woman gives
doing?
birth to you?
I'm 19 years old. I'm not a child, by the way. Puck on real. You probably a dickhead too.
Sweet.
Get a life.
Pale Fang, listen.
My bad.
Just answer the question.
My bad.
Is it possible for you to be born and then 10 years later, the same woman gives birth to you?
Is it possible? What are you saying, brother?
I
Like, you
don't
make
know
no
how
sense,
to break
bro.
it down anymore.
These claims, bro, Jesus Christ loves you, bro. These claims you're trying to say are
Pale
so
Fang,
ridiculous, bro.
Pale
You're
Fang,
misleading, bro.
I'm trying to
You're
have a
misleading.
calm conversation with you. Just
Me too.
please,
And you
just
interrupt me
answer
every
the
single
question
time.
then. Is it possible to be born 10 years before you were born?
Bro, like, bro, stop using that. What are you saying? I don't know what that means, bro. Like, genuinely.
Is
I
it
don't know what
possible
that
for a woman to give birth to you, and then somehow 10 years later, that same woman gives birth to you again?
Hey, I don't know what you're saying. You're gonna keep repeating the same question, like you. I mean, you're a fucking
I don't know
robot,
how to
brother.
break it down any further.
You're a robot, brother. Hey,
So
Jesus
do you
Christ
think
loves
that that's
you, bro.
possible?
Jesus Christ loves you, bro.
Sweet.
One
Do
day
you
you're
think
gonna
it's
find,
possible?
bro, everybody gets saved. Every knee will bow. It's in the Bible.
Knees don't bow, buddy. That wouldn't make any sense.
Of course you wouldn't bow, bro. Of course you wouldn't, because you're
A
blasphemous,
knee doesn't
bro.
bow.
You're blasphemous, bro. You're blasphemous. But
A
one day you
knee doesn't
will.
bow, a knee
One day
bends.
you will.
You don't even understand your own body.
But what are you saying, bro? What?
Knees don't bow, they bend.
Knees don't, bro. Bro, you're actually the biggest dickhead of all time, bro.
Okay.
I mean, look at your eyes, bro.
You
You
can't
look
even
tired
answer
as hell, bro.
questions.
Get some rest in the name of Jesus Christ, bro. Please stop trying to study all this
good.
shit, bro. Because
Stop
we
trying
were
to
made to
study.
not understand it.
It tells you to study there in the New Testament.
And we have, bro. But what are you studying?
Okay,
That's
well then
giving you
give me
this, bro?
evidence for Jesus or Paul 2,000
I'm
years
not
ago.
gonna pull up all the evidence that I got, bro. I'm not.
You
trying
don't
to have, this
have any
conversation.
evidence. That's the problem.
I don't. Okay.
I mean,
don't
do
have any
you?
evidence.
Show me you do.
I don't want to argue with you because you're not gonna get. We're not gonna get anywhere with this, bro. I'm not
Actually,
gonna lie.
it tells you to do that in 1 Peter 3:15. And it says to do so
But we're
respectfully,
not
and you
gonna
haven't
get
done
anywhere,
that.
bro. We're not gonna get anywhere with this because I already know you're not
Because
gonna
I
change.
know the Bible and you
no matter
don't?
what I say, no matter what I say, I know you're not gonna change, bro.
All right, well,
Factualist, you're
try me.
fine.
What do you
Hey,
got?
Fuck you, factualist. You're a bitch, bro. Promise
Okay.
you will.
What else you got?
I said Jesus Christ loves you.
Cool.
Why you inviting me to turn my camera on? What's wrong with these people? They want to see my face that bad?
I think they're trying to make sure that you're not a kid.
Oh, do I sound like a kid? I probably do.
Probably. Anyways, any evidence for Jesus or Paul 2,000 years ago?
Stop blaspheming the Holy Spirit. I'm not perfect, man. I'm not a Christian either. I'm just a follower of Christ, bro.
We are aware that you're not perfect. Well aware of that because you haven't given us any evidence.
And you are by what? Self-righteousness? By your own ego?
I
Yes or
didn't
no?
say I was perfect. But I do
so
have
why you-
evidence
so-
against Jesus, and you can't answer questions.
Okay. You act like you're perfect, bro, but you're not.
Cool.
You're blasphemous.
You got any evidence for Jesus?
Jesus.
What's the evidence for him 2,000 years ago?
Jesus, bro. The love of Jesus Christ.
Awesome. Tell your mom to wear something nice tonight, okay? All right. We're going to go ahead and move on. If anybody has any evidence, come on up. That was weird. Yes, as a toddler. Yeah, maybe. Pale Fang. Holly says, I am better than you, and I believe her. Pale Fang, you got anything to say to that? Yeah, probably not. Poor old Pale Thing. He just had to request back up. All right. Here's the deal, though. Like usual, I'll bring him back up for the third strike. Is the out, but you got to be careful though, Pale. Now you're up here on the panel. Do you want to go ahead and answer questions, or do you want to get blocked? Which one would you like?
You just like unban me from the chat?
If you start answering questions.
All right, ask me a question. What are you gonna say? Prove Jesus Christ again?
All right.
What's my evidence for Jesus Christ?
Can you be born 10 years before you're born? Is that possible? Come on, Pale Fang.
Hello? Did I cut up?
When you're off the app, we can't hear you. Can you be born 10 years before you're born?
Oh, my bad. I was asking, can you even like tell me what that question means?
Is it possible to come out of a woman's vagina and then 10 years later come out of the same vagina?
But no, what is that question like?
I'm asking you a question. Is it possible? It's a possibility question.
But what's the point of this question is what I'm asking.
Just answer it. You asked me to prove that Jesus didn't exist, and I'm making sure that we can even listen.
I asked you to prove, and you're asking me a
Pale
question.
thing. I'm making sure. I am making sure that I am dealing with somebody who has, all of his brain cells that are firing correctly. And if you can't answer this question, then we can't continue the conversation. It's a very easy question. Just answer it correctly.
Okay, but isn't this a learning thing, bro? Like if I can't answer that question,
so I want to make sure. I need to make sure that you are capable of learning. And if you can't even show me that you have a basic understanding of biology, then we can't continue the conversation.
Okay, my bad. I thought, okay, my bad. Okay, ask the question again, my bad.
Can you be born 10 years before you're born?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Correct. I would agree with you there. All right. Okay. The issue is that Matthew says that Jesus is born during the reign of King Herod, who died in 4 BCE. But Luke says, and this is the only other birth story in the Bible, Luke says he's born during the reign of Quirinius, the governor of Syria, who starts reigning 10 years later in 6 CE.
Damn.
So how is that possible?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So they're saying Jesus was born 10 years before he was actually born?
Matthew says that Jesus is born 10 years before Luke says he's born. A minimum of 10 years, technically, because he was already a kid by the time that Herod dies.
Damn. So this claim was from when he was a kid, basically?
Yep. So how does that make sense?
So we're believing the claim from a kid?
No. I'm not really sure how you got to that.
We're using that to disprove Jesus Christ, though, is what you're saying.
I'm showing you that the New Testament's version of Jesus is impossible. Do you have a particular birth story that you want to choose? Because you can't have both of them. They contradict. So which one would you like? That is Matthew 2:1 and Luke 2:2.
Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna write those down for later. I'll do my own research later. I don't know any research, honestly. Yeah, everybody's right. I'm a dummy. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't worry about it. Here, I'll go ahead and bring up the verses right in front of you. Here is Matthew 2:1. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born. So Jesus was born, and after that, King Herod was still king, correct?
Okay.
But over here in Luke 2, we're going to go ahead. Luke 2. Jesus is born during the registration that was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. In fact, he was still in utero inside Mary right here.
Damn, so is everything I believe false? I believe in a lie?
I mean, if you believe Jesus, but nevertheless, how do you reconcile these contradictions?
I mean, I can't, bro. I'm knowledgeable. I just gotta take this for what it is, a loss, and what I believe. Damn. I mean, I grew up.
Well, again, just tell your mama said hey, and see you later, buddy. We're gonna move on to somebody else here. All right.
What's up, G?
Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yes, I am 45 years old.
I think that was different from the last time. And quick question. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I would have to say chocolate moose tracks.
Do you like that ice cream to be absolutely cooked, torched, or beat?
I'm sorry, your question is nonsensical.
Well, the consensus says otherwise. Anyways, Tiny, what you got, buddy?
Oh, now I get it. Yeah, I think it's self-roasted It is. It is dogmatically crushing itself. Yeah.
Also racist. And that's
Also
the chocolate.
racist.
Anyways, so Tiny, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I was just stopping in to say hi and tell you that you're doing a good job, and I appreciate you.
Well, thank you very, very much. After a long day of being told that I'm going to go to hell, at this point now, like, it's funny because people are like, "Oh man, are you scared of hell or something?" And I'm just like, "Nah, man. Like, like, what are you fucking talking about?" I wasn't to begin with, and now after hearing it a billion fucking times over the last couple of years, like, I just, why would I care? Why would I care?
Yeah, I'm as scared as hell as I am walking through the mall and getting depantsed by Bigfoot. Like, it's just something that's it's possible, but it's very, very unlikely.
I don't like how quickly you showed us you had that one in the chamber. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that.
The chamber's always loaded.
With pantsing jokes from that involve Bigfoot. Jesus.
Well, I should tell you about the whole barbecue and the Loch Ness Monster, but that's another story for another time.
Anyways, when's the next time you're going live there, buddy?
Well, I'm at work right now. I'm on break, but I get off around 10:30 tonight, so I'll probably be live around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 10 Central. 10 Central.
Sure.
I guess Tiny lives in the Eastern. I thought you lived Central. I guess you live Eastern, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the horrific state of Ohio.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Central. I guess it's so far east, yeah.
That's a couple states away, yeah.
Oh.
I think it goes Ohio, then Indiana, then Illinois. Illinois is where Central starts, I think.
Huh. Yeah, it's just that weird line or whatever. All right. Well, what's the topic tonight there for you?
I think I'm going to run, why don't theists hold to the burden of proof?
Fair enough. I can dig that. Why don't theists hold to the burden of proof? Well, that's not a topic that I get into, but it is a topic that Tiny Science gets into quite a bit. So if you're following Tiny Science, make sure to head over to his live at 10 p.m. Central or 11 Eastern tonight, and get your Tiny Science on. Your tiny science. By the way, the guy is not tiny.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, I'm 6'4" and like 270, so I'm not tiny.
6'4" and well endowed.
That's why they call him Black Salami.
That is my college nickname, yeah.
Black Salami. Jesus Christ. Average science? I don't know. Well, he used to be just Tiny Smalls or something like that.
Yeah, there's another creator on here by the name of Robbie Science. And at the time we swapped, and he became Robbie Smalls, and I became Tiny Science, and I just stuck with it.
Nice. Do you ever give out your like actual first name, or is just everyone call you Tiny?
It's Tiny.
Oh, it is Tiny.
Yeah, even my mom calls me Tiny.
You know what? At this point, it's Ohio, man. Just whatever. It might straight up be Tiny, guys. It might be Tiny. So his name is Paul. It's Paulus.
I have a legal name, which is
nice. You have a legal name? Is that what you said, Tiny?
Yeah. My legal name is.
And boom goes the dynamite.
What a douche. That's funny. Watch it be something that like everyone else like it's like Jaren or something, and so he just doesn't say it because he's like, well, fuck, I was gonna say it, and then there's another Jaren that can't it down. it's Justin.
It's not Jaren.
It's
doesn't
not.
start with a. It actually starts with a.
All right. Can I take a guess? Just one solitary guess at what I think your name is, because I sincerely don't know it, based off of just like the vibes that I get from you. And would you tell me if it was right or wrong if I got that one guess?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna guess. Oh man, I'm torn between a couple. Mike?
No,
okay.
That's him.
Yeah, all right. That's all I got, guys. He doesn't give Kyle, Brett, Josh, not really. I'd say I was gonna guess Michael, or maybe a Jared, maybe. No, probably not Jared. Mike is pretty much a 50-50. Rufus.
It's actually Otis. Otis, motherfucker, right here.
All right. Well, that's Tiny Science is going live tonight at 10 p.m. Central. So go check him out. Tiny Science, everybody. Jesus.
I appreciate it.
Oh my God. All right. We got some people who are coming up here. Hopefully they got evidence for Jesus or Paul. The Timber Man? What you got?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
So, are you still on the birthing thing? Is that the question you're at?
The what?
The birthing thing. How can you be born again?
Born again? I haven't said anything about being born again.
You were talking about if Jesus could be born again 10 years later.
Like physically born?
Was that not a question you asked earlier?
I asked if you could be born, like physically born after you were born.
No, not at all.
Well,
I don't know why that question was so hard to answer earlier. No.
Yeah, I have no idea. But that's what Matthew and Luke say, because they contradict each other on the time.
So to that,
Mm-hmm.
not speculating that somebody can be born more than once, because obviously that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But Luke is just a different style of writer, and I would say he's just more critical in like legality phrases and everything else like that. So could it have something to do with like when they are considered a man or when they're considered did he, in the way that he phrased it, did he say specifically that he was born? Did both accounts say
Yeah, it starts off with them during the census. Here, let me show you this. It starts off during the census. It says, in those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This is the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. So the registration is done in 6 CE, and we actually have inscriptions that talk about this particular census. And like it says, Joseph, he went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. So he's still in utero here. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth. So like it's straight up, it's not just like alluding to the idea that he was a kid at that point. He's straight up born.
Okay. And then what was the other example?
The one in Matthew already has him sort of kind of born. It says in the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem. But this guy dies 10 years before this guy starts reigning. So if this one was maybe like in the days of Quirinius after Jesus was born or something, that would work. But this says he's explicitly born during this period. But this one says he was born before King Herod. So it's literally, it's working in the opposite direction. It's not just a 10-year gap. The 10-year gap is just between the reigns of these two people. It explicitly says that in Matthew that Jesus is alive and still around before the death of Herod, which would mean that Jesus is actually more than 10 years apart from each other. The births of Jesus, according to Matthew and Luke, would be more than 10 years apart. It's actually working against you.
Sorry, I was out of the app, so I guess you didn't hear me in that part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what
Basically, it sounds like an explicit contradiction, and that's your premise.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would be one of many contradictions, but it's talking about Jesus in a natural way because a birth story is a natural story. And so even the natural Jesus can't exist as presented by the New Testament. In order for this Jesus to exist, you have to pick or choose which one you want. And you'd have to justify why you're picking Matthew instead of Luke or Luke instead of Matthew. Or you could choose neither of them, but you can't have both. So when I say that Jesus as presented by the New Testament exists, I am justified 100% in saying so because it's impossible.
That it's contradictory.
Yes, and then there's other texts as well. I mean, the same way we can say, hey, like, if I said that...
Can I answer that real quick?
Go ahead.
I want to hear your other point. But and this is just to throw out, I personally believe the Bible is infallible. I'm not enough of a scholar to be able to justify all of these things, but...
What the hell, bro? Like we just.
But currently, hang on a second, and this is my rebuttal. So hang on a second. Currently, in modern day, with all the technology and all the information we have, when somebody puts a typo down on a birth certificate, which does happen often, I mean maybe not too often, but people make mistakes on birth certificates. Is that person unborn or not? Like that's legal documents in modern day.
No,
and
but we are justified in saying that the person as presented by the birth certificate does not exist. That's what we're legally, or not legally, that's what we are justified in saying. I was about to explain something that was very similar
Actually,
to that.
a better analogy would be if
so I said, like, or I was going to say, if there was a kid, like, say, I was talking about, I don't know, my own kid, and I said that my kid George was born during the presidency of Obama and also the presidency of Clinton. Like, that's not possible. So
yeah, but people could get that wrong. And
okay, so William, you're gonna have to shut up for at least some time. If you want to leave, you can leave, but you're going to have to wait your turn. We are talking right now to the Timberman who was asking a question, and I wanted to explain exactly why this would be an issue. And if I told you, if I had a story or if I had a text or a paper or something like that that said that my son George was born during the time of Clinton and during the time of Obama, you would be justified in saying that that story or that book or that document or whatever that said this, that George does not exist as presented by that text. The only way that we could determine that George actually does in fact exist on, like, maybe and his birth date was maybe during the reign of Clinton or the reign of Obama or the reign of Bush or whatever, it doesn't matter, is through some other means to corroborate the identity or corroborate the existence of this person. So that's what I'm talking about there. Like, I'm fine with someone saying that Jesus actually did exist, but you're going to have to look elsewhere because this is a contradictory text. You're going to have to confirm it somewhere else. Yeah.
But to me, I just leave it in the speculation was wrong aspect.
What speculation?
Well, whenever the writer was saying that he was born at such and such time, one writer was saying he was born at such and such time, and the other,
he's explicitly in Bethlehem for a census in one of them. Like, it's not just no. So first of all, if you still believe in the infallibility at this point, that's just fucking nonsense. But secondly, the thing is,
infallibility. I will give you that.
Okay,
and I'm probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers here. I do personally lean more in the category of faith because there's a lot of things that I didn't understand when I first became a Christian, when I first got saved, that I didn't just automatically believe everything because I was knowledgeable of it. that would be a really dumb thing to completely surrender your life for like no information at all with such little information as a new Christian. You almost have no information at all as a brand new Christian. I dedicated my life because of the experience that I have. That's something I can't explain.
Well, I mean,
whatever.
Well, it's one thing to say I dedicate my life to a religion. It's one thing to say that, but it's also another thing to say, hey, I truly do believe that this guy existed 2,000 years ago. Those are two very different things. I mean, you can believe that Jesus exists today and he heals you or does whatever, but to also say he existed 2,000 years ago, those are two completely different things. And it sounds like not only did you believe the first one, you also believe the second one with just as much evidence.
Well, I mean, we're also talking about a guy that I do believe died and rose again.
Well, I mean, so in other words, you just believe a lot of magic stuff without evidence is what I'm saying.
That is, I mean, I totally believe in a supernatural realm and a world that is beyond
so
us.
I mean, it's not based on evidence.
It's not logical. You're right. And I'm not trying to like come up with a lot. I was just trying to deal with the whole birthing issue, and I was kind of just annoyed with the other guy who was talking with you because he was totally cussing.
Well, he was just trying to be a douche.
That wasn't right, even if I don't agree with what you're saying.
But it's not just a matter of saying, oh, hey, he exists here. He was born during this time. They're explicitly saying that he is there for the purpose of his census, and they're connecting it to this census. It's not just a passing reference to who they think was the leader when he was born. It is an active part of the story. Herod in Matthew, he has a speaking line. They go to Egypt to flee him. Like it's not just a passing reference to what time this author thought he was born or just a mistake. It is a straight up like conversation. Yeah. It's not just, this birth certificate got the date wrong. It is Clinton himself came in and shook his hand. And also in this one, it says Obama sent some flowers or something and signed his name. Like it would be two different stories from different people who were around at different times doing some kind of
governing. Were they different governing authorities that could have existed under the same time frame together?
No, because Quirinius. Herod the Great dies in 4 BCE, and Quirinius doesn't start reigning and do his census until 6 CE, so 10 years later. Not to mention, the reason I'm also saying Clinton and Obama is because there's an entire Bush in between it. Much like for Quirinius, he was actually replacing Herod Archelaus after he got banished. And King Herod, this is Herod the Great, he ends up dying at the end of Matthew 2, and you get Herod Archelaus right here. But when that's Joseph, heard that Archelaus was ruling Judea in place of his father Herod. So in other words, Archelaus is he's got an entire reign in Jerusalem and then gets banished.
I do have to study that out because I don't have like logical evidence to defend that answer. But I gotta run. I gotta get into an appointment here that's at 4:00, and it's 4:00. But I just appreciate you for taking the time to explain your point.
Yep, not a problem. All right, thanks. Thanks for coming up. All right, let's see. And if you're on YouTube, you can click the link in the chat. You can come up on TikTok if you want. You can also send a super chat if you have any questions or just want to call me a doofus. That's the word of the week is doofus. If you have any creative way to put doofus into a super chat, I will read it out loud. I promise. Humbleness leads to wisdom. What you got here? It's probably not going to last very long, but what you got?
Yeah. You said,
Jesus Christ, man. You're going to have to get closer to the McDonald's because the Wi-Fi.
Okay. I was just wondering, would you be interested in doing a debate? Do you do debates?
Over what and who? What's going
on? Jesus and whatnot. I don't know if you're familiar with him. But,
I saw the pretty stuff last night.
Yeah, would you be interested in doing a debate with that guy?
Over what?
That Christianity exists. That it's not.
No, that's
just
a really stupid.
Fairy tale.
Obviously, Christianity does exist.
I mean, like historically, like Jesus
does
lives
historically exist. Oh, Jesus actually existed?
Yeah.
Is that something he actually talks about? or are you just kind of saying some shit?
I'm just
saying some shit.
I'm throwing it out there because, yeah, I mean that's how things happen, right?
Yeah. Well, why don't you reach out to him and even see if that's something that he'd be interested in as far as that topic goes. Very clearly, that's my topic. I don't think that he touches on that topic very much. But anyways, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. William, what you got?
Hey, sorry about the audio issues earlier.
Did you have audio issues?
What's the way to call you? Yeah, I was like over speaking you guys. And
no worries. What you got?
Yeah. I'm curious. One, you're mentioning the discrepancies around birth. I mean, any serious historian like this is all well established. I'm curious about the discrepancy. Like, why do you think it matters?
So I say that even the natural Jesus as presented by the New Testament did not exist, and the New Testament itself, which includes the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they present Jesus in the two different birth stories in a contradictory way. It's not the only contradiction in there, but it is at least one to show you that the New Testament, in order for this Jesus to exist, you have to carve him out. It is not possible to just accept all of it at the same time.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and to accept all of it at the same time in the way that we would, try to like, I don't know, do like an inner join on a SQL database, right? So like, obviously, there's also different stories about the crucifixion. That's probably one of the other ones that would come to mind for you when you say there's other discrepancies.
Mm-hmm.
In court cases, this is a very common
pick the Jesus. That's what I'm saying.
That's exegeting the text, and that's like a whole different topic, right? I'm curious about like, why does it matter when both of them do say he was born?
So scholars don't even agree that, like critical scholars don't even agree that he was born in Bethlehem. So I mean,
yeah, how much Nazareth of this is typically like he's like in that, right? That's where you would say
But how much of this needs to be fake before it's fake? I mean, all the stories of Harry Potter agree that he was born, and he agree that he's in London.
Fake is a different claim. That's a different claim than discrepancies.
So I'm going to ask you again: at what point is there so many discrepancies with like what we can know and discrepancies from like each other, like from contradiction standpoint, before we start calling it fiction?
So do you think the text is completely unreliable?
I believe that anything that presents Jesus in an unreliable way needs to be backed up by some other document. That some of the claims, whatever claims they make, need to be. Say what?
What do you think of the text? You mentioned Matthew and Luke, right? What do you think of those texts as such?
They are refutations. Matthew's more of a direct refutation. The other one, like Luke, is a straight up utilizes a particular gospel. But they are refutations to Marcion's gospel that was published in 144. So they're still based off of the initial IP that comes out a little bit prior to it. They're in the mid-2nd century, so it's not any good. But I mean, if we're just going off of some story over 100 years later, I mean that's already pretty bad. But we can tell that they're taking these stories from prior sources.
Do you think they're reliable or not? Like, are they good texts or are they not?
They're not very reliable at all.
Okay.
I mean, I just pointed out like a massive contradiction there.
Yeah, but so you're saying they're not reliable texts, but you care about this contradiction between the two of them. So like,
that's called an internal critique. That's what that is.
Yeah, but they both say that he was born. So cool. I mean, I'm more like
all the Harry Potter books say he's from London. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but two people who like saw a car crash happen might say that
Matthew and Luke say that they saw him.
There could be.
Did Matthew and Luke say they saw him?
Did Matthew and Luke say that they saw him?
Yeah, did the authors of these Gospels say that they saw him? I don't give a shit about your little like oranges and apples comparison there, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to say that there's
cases where these things happen, right?
No, there's not.
When there's discrepancies.
They never bring in. No, there's not.
There's never been discrepancies in eyewitness testimony.
Yeah.
There's never discrepancies in eyewitness testimony.
I want you to point to me that Matthew and Luke are written by eyewitnesses.
Wait, are you serious that there are discrepancies?
Listen, William.
Why does that?
Listen,
William, why does that matter?
William,
why does that matter?
You were comparing.
Will you answer my question?
Okay, you were comparing eyewitness testimonies to something that isn't eyewitness testimony. There has never been any instance where a court case has brought in two different people who weren't there at the scene, never claim to be there at the scene, and are writing and contradicting themselves or against each other or whatever.
No, I'm
onto
saying
the
something.
stand,
I'm
that
saying
doesn't make
something
any sense.
even more radical. I'm saying something even more radical. They were there on the scene. They did witness.
Where does
things,
it say that
and
they were?
Still have.
Where
and
does
they
it
still
say
have
that they were?
discrepancies in their stories.
Where does
I'm
it say
talking
that
about,
they were?
I'm talking about this is a common occurrence.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
kind of doing the thing the other guy did. You're
William,
kind of doing the thing.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, listen, you are comparing two things that don't have anything to do with each other. You are trying to say that eyewitness testimonies could be different. Cool. Awesome. But this isn't even eyewitness testimony. All right? I get that eyewitness testimonies can be different, but even in that particular case, you got to determine which one is true, which one isn't, or possibly neither one of them are. But for this isn't even eyewitness testimony. This is something that shows up over 100 years later. We don't have any sense of reliability from these people. Like, at the very least, if someone was able to tell you and explain to you that they were an eyewitness, they might be able to get some things different, or they might get some things different from another eyewitness or something like that in their recanting or their recounts. They might be able to do that, but at least they were there. You can at least say one of them surely is right because they were there. With this case, we have two people not only contradicting, neither one of them do we have any evidence that they were there. That's the problem. You're comparing it to an eyewitness case, and I get what you're saying, but it is a terrible comparison. Terrible. That's the problem. It's a big difference. Big difference.
So you're shifting the goalposts from this whole discrepancy matter to saying, well, it's unreliable because it's basically like hearsay, right? If we're going to use like a court.
I did not shift the goalpost. You asked me if it was reliable, which brought about a new question of how can I determine that it's reliable? I didn't. Okay. I did not shift the goalpost at all.
Oh, sorry. I'll retract that. You're right. You're right.
God damn it, dude. Like, terrible.
Why?
No,
why?
I get frustrated when people come up here and they ask questions like this and they try to use like your generic like debate tactics and whatnot, but they slip things in and then try to gaslight me and everybody else who's watching into thinking
that's not
that
the intent. Yeah, that's not the intent.
Okay. Well, then let's try not to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, then,
are there any other questions
I made the
about,
comparison
like,
to a court case thing, blah blah blah. But okay, so you're saying that's not a fair comparison. That nobody was really there. What I'm trying to do with that as an analogy is say, okay, even in a stronger case where you definitely did have eyewitnesses, they can have discrepancies. So I'm going after the discrepancy point. I'm wondering why it really matters that there would be a discrepancy, especially if you can grant, for the sake of argument, to like understand where I'm coming from. I'm thinking, okay, these are oral traditions, and then at some point they're written down. You can go ahead and I understand you can refute that, and that's fine. But I'm saying if that were the case, let's say you had two oral traditions that were then written down, the fact that they would have discrepancies would be expected, just like we expect to have discrepancies between eyewitnesses who see the same event, literally like a day later or an hour later. Okay. They both describe the event to a police officer, and they have discrepancies about
yet again, you go right back to the example. It is worse than eyewitnesses because it's not eyewitnesses. You have zero evidence of any kind of oral transmission all the way to the second century.
There's more explanation for why there would be discrepancies when there was a chain of people passing on the story before it was written.
Okay,
right?
But you don't have any evidence of this. You're just appealing to mystery at this point. We don't have any evidence whatsoever that there was oral transmission prior.
I was asking you to follow along that just for the sake of argument.
Yeah, if I grant that there's oral transmission, then there's oral transmission from a starting point which you would deem to be the life of Jesus. But I'm not going to grant you that because we don't have any evidence for it.
That wouldn't be the starting point. Would be them both learning the story, and then they tell it to somebody who tells it to somebody who tells it to somebody.
The oral, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that comes from the life of Jesus in your hypothetical, correct? Like it wouldn't be oral tradition that goes back to 2000 BCE, does it?
No, well, exactly. Right? It wouldn't be oral. Like they were here when he was born, right? They didn't witness him being born.
In your hypothetical, Jesus existed. So I'm not going to just grant you this crazy idea of anything that we don't have any evidence for, like oral transmission, because obviously that oral transmission goes to the life of Jesus.
I wasn't trying to argue the case. I was trying to present I was trying to present something where you have a circumstance of discrepancies in one case versus a circumstance of discrepancies in another case. All right. It's a lot easier to understand that there would be discrepancies when there's oral tradition that's passed down versus when there's two people who saw a thing actually happen, and then we're talking about it.
You haven't
30
considered
minutes later,
the third option that they're just making it up.
I'm just talking about the discrepancies right now. That's all.
Great,
that's
cool.
all I'm
And the
talking
discrepancies can still happen if somebody just makes something up. That's how that works.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but if it's
So,
all made up,
that's
then
how
why
that
are we
works.
using
There's
it as a
discrepancies
refutation
between
point?
like the Star Wars films. Cool.
Okay.
They're all made up.
So-
They're not based off of oral transmission.
So then, why didn't any of the? I mean, obviously, Christianity was a very controversial thing at this time. Why didn't
What do you mean
anybody
by
at that time? Well, the Jews weren't a big fan of it. The Romans weren't a
We
big
don't
fan
have
of it.
really too terribly much evidence of the Jews having too much of an issue per se in the 2nd century with them. Unless, I don't know what century you're talking about.
Get into details on that, but why wouldn't anybody bring up? He just didn't exist. Why would they say?
In what century? In fact,
let's go with the 3rd, 4th centuries.
Oh, okay. Well,
why wouldn't they have said that at that point?
So in the 3rd century, what we do have is we have Contra Kelsum, which comes out from Origen in roughly 240, who quotes Celsus, who was writing in 170, who said that there was a particular gospel that was written, and when people pointed out problems with it, they just decided to pivot and write different ones. So that explains your contradiction part. It also explains that very clearly there were people who were talking about this shit and saying that, hey, there's issues with this story. The first time that we get any mention from a potential non-Christian of Jesus, this would be the absolute earliest non-Christian source that could possibly be talking about Jesus, like with Christians and whatnot. This is
like
Trypho. No,
Trypho.
Trypho. And this is dialogue with Trypho in the 150s from Justin Martyr. And Trypho says to him, accordingly to the story, he says, or according to the story, he says, this Christ, if he exists, which we don't have any evidence for, and then he presents to just talk about the theology. So again, if this is a 2nd century mythology, there wouldn't really be anyone who was around to be able to deny it. And back then, if you know anything about like how people addressed other religions, you generally didn't say that the God didn't exist. You just disagreed with it. At the beginning of Josephus, at the beginning of Antiquities of the Jews, he talks about Hercules as if he was a real person.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask about Josephus, but okay. And I think it's Cepheus. Am I recalling that incorrectly?
Who?
The Roman. I might be recalling that incorrectly, but I remember there was like a very early, Roman source, Jewish source. There's like, some of the earliest sources are actually. I could have swore it started with a C, but my question was more just none of those early sources, and you addressed it. So your explanation for none of the early sources, just denying his existence, and these were early. Most of the early sources of Jesus are not friendly sources, right? They're either neutral or negative, and they don't deny. But you're saying they don't deny because that's not how you handle it.
Now, the first time we get anybody definitively that we know is a person talking about Jesus, like we know it, the first potential is maybe Trypho, but that's just in a text from dialogue with Trypho, and some scholars, or a lot of scholars, think that Trypho might be a made-up person because he's supposed to be Jewish, but that's
sort
not
of like having like a dialogue with some Socrates character or something like that.
Yeah, or he made it up, like he's trying to address arguments by saying that he's talking to this fake person. Anyways, the point is, when you have... it is Lucian of Samosata. In 166, he writes The Passing of Peregrinus, and in this book he says that a patricidal con man grifted the Christians in the early to mid-2nd century and wrote their books for them, as well as edited others. And so it's pretty obvious that even the first people to talk about Jesus and how the Christians worship this crucified sage, as Lucian puts it, that it is very clearly coming from a place of delusion. Or it's not really a real story, if that makes sense.
So you're thinking that he actually is denying?
Well, yeah. I mean, he says that these books were written by a con man.
Okay. Yeah, and then I mean, my last one was going to be, what about the Roman account of his crucifixion?
Like which one?
You've probably answered that like 1,000 times, though.
Well, I mean, kind of, but like,
okay.
What are you familiar with?
I'm well, off the top of my head, I'm familiar with an early Roman account of his crucifixion, where it's literally like one line in a history that references Pontius Pilate and like I want to say it's Jesus of Nazareth who they called the Christ. That might be it, but don't quote. Like I said, don't quote me on it. I don't even remember the name
From
of
a
the
Roman
author.
historian?
Historian. A Roman historian. Yeah.
Are you thinking of Tacitus?
That sounds like it. Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tacitus.
So
yes, that's
really quick,
that's it. If I
he's got to be talking about Tacitus. So
not a big fan of trying to look stuff up while I'm
no worries.
talking to
So
somebody,
right here on your screen is actually the oldest manuscript that we have of Tacitus's Annals,
That's
originally
some good
written in
penmanship.
it was copied by a scribe, but it is from the 11th century. It's the oldest manuscript that we have, and Tacitus's Annals was originally written in 116. This is book 15, section 44 of Tacitus's Annals. You see this line, or see this word right over here in the margins? See that?
Yeah, does that say Christians?
Yes, it does actually.
Well, in Antioch, they were first called Christians. So that's
well, it's
pretty
called.
early
It says
using it.
Christians over to the side. The reason why it has Christians over to the side and the margins is because the word in the text, this word right here, see the little gap in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because this used to say Christians with an E. Here's what an I looks like. Here's the I in the word Christus. Here's an I right after the R here in Tiberius, and R and then Christ. Here's the E in Tiberius. This used to be an E. And that's why they erased. You can actually see part of the eraser mark there. And in the manuscript, or in the margins of the manuscript, they put the word Christians. In every manuscript that comes after this, like 12th century and beyond, it says Christians with an I. It is edited, it is fixed to do this because, and that means we can see what's going on here. Tacitus referred to this group as the Christians, which is fine. That's perfectly fine. That's actually the word that was used by Justin Martyr, believe it or not. It was to describe their religion or talk about the religion. It's also the word that's used in the oldest codex, Codex Sinaiticus, therefore the New Testament. But I'd also like to point out that it is found in an inscription over in Rome that dates between 16 BCE and 37 CE. So, as you just pointed out, they're first called this particular name over in Antioch in the 50s. But that doesn't make any sense if we have an inscription in Rome that dates potentially even before the supposed birth of Jesus. It doesn't make a lot of sense. This group was around prior to this mythology. The Jesus part is a later mythology that they come up with to try to explain their origin, if you will. But it's not a real story. The group has been around for longer.
And that's the origin of your handle. Okay.
Yeah. Christ is a deity, or a title for a deity that was worshipped by this group, the Christians or the Christians, prior to the mythology of Jesus appearing in the middle of the 2nd century. Yeah. So me and my data science co-partner, we use something called stellometry to back up this particular theory. We take a look at the Greek New Testament. We got a book on it if you're interested. But we take a look at the Greek New Testament, the Codex Sinaiticus, Codex Vaticanus. We can compare it to itself, as well as other things in Greek from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd century CE, the 1st century BCE, and a little bit in the 4th. And we find that, yes, it does line up with 2nd century Greek and 2nd century style writing. In some cases, we're able to identify, or at least come very, very close to identifying authors as 2nd century figures.
And that's through, you said data science partners, so you're doing
so we
like
do
sort of
stellometry
you're doing like a
to back it
sort
up,
of a style.
Yeah.
Stellometry, is that like a
study
way
of not handwriting, studying of like the style of writing from someone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you'd be like quantifying how people use
their most frequently used words,
and stuff like that. Okay, most frequently, but probably some other stuff that's
we use
more sophisticated than that.
It's the most frequently used words, as well as sentence structure, composition. In more modern languages, you can use punctuation as well. But it's going to be how often like a word is used, the distance between words as well. We use Eater's delta and Eater's simple distance formulas.
Do they use that for like AI composition detection?
Yes.
Of stuff?
Yes. If you write a paper in like high school or college, you would be able to detect if it was you compared to your other writings and stuff like that. So yeah. And
anyway,
I actually
cool
have a video that's pinned on this TikTok channel that it's the only one that's pinned, where I actually there's a guy on TikTok that was saying that like you can't determine like Paul or anything, this kind of stuff. And I actually wrote down what he said in his video. And then I went to other videos and wrote down what he said there. And then I found videos from my friends and stuff like that. And I put it all down into files, and then I ran it, and I run it live on the video there. And I show you how to do it. And with as little as 100 to 130 words or so, we were able to actually get 100% accuracy based off of just what they were saying in a video. Like, it's crazy accurate, this kind of stuff. So whenever we take a look at the New Testament, we chop it into chapters. Sometimes we put chapters together, 3 or 4 chapters together, and then we find out again that certain authors, certain books are from different authors, that kind of thing. And then we line it up with 2nd century authorship as well.
Yeah, no, and that's, I mean, that's where, no, that's good work. Like seriously, I mean, I'm into some of this kind of stuff in a way. Quantitative methods stuff is always cool. So that's really neat.
If you're into this kind of stuff, I would highly recommend taking out
total dilettante. Dilettante on it.
check out the more recent stuff from M. David Litva, Dr. Litva. If you're familiar with him, I don't know. It's spelled Litwa. Dr. Litva is he's a scholar that's been working a lot on the 2nd century church, well, not church further, but the 2nd century Christian theologian Marcion. And that is kind of our big thing as well. We would say that Marcion is the first one to come out with Paul's letters, as well as the first gospel there in roughly about 144. Dr. Litva actually reached out to my co-partner and I, my co-author and I, for help with stilometry itself, taking a look at these different texts. There's also some other people who I would point to, other scholars that I would point to if you'd be interested in like data science research on this kind of stuff. But the most cutting edge kind of stuff, the most recent scholarship is showing that not just Paul's epistles, but the Gospels themselves start showing up in the 2nd century. It's getting later and later as we dig deeper into it.
Here I thought it was getting earlier and earlier, but I'll
earlier, like
I've again, right? I've heard, right? So it's not really a serious point. I thought that the sources were getting earlier, like people were finding earlier dated things. But
are you talking about manuscripts or something?
Yeah, manuscripts, or maybe not manuscript, loosely speaking, right? Like it could be stamped on brass, it could be written on parchment. Like we're going to call all of it a manuscript, right? So like anything that's jotted down. Dating things is always like, how do you do it?
It depends. So here's the thing: depending on who you read, if it's up to date, it's going to have a new date on it. Let me show you what I mean by this. So if you take a look, this is come on. Hopefully this pulls up here. Maybe. Nope.
Well, you can always post date it, right? So you could always be like, yeah, this was written 50 years ago.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is P52. If you're familiar with it, P52. It's
No.
Okay. So this is the earliest fragment of anything from the New Testament. It is at the John Rylands Research Institute and Library at the University of Manchester. This is their website. You can take a look at it. It's about the size of a credit card, front and back there. It's from the Gospel of John. And let me read to you what they say about it. All right. This is very, very important, and it kind of ties into what you were saying there. But anyways, it says, widely regarded as the earliest portion of any New Testament writing ever found, it provides us with invaluable evidence on the spread of Christianity in the provinces of the Roman Empire in the first centuries of our era. The first editor, in other words, the first person to actually like write about it and date it, dated the fragment to the first half of the 2nd century between 100 and 150. The date was estimated paleographically by comparing the handwriting with other manuscripts. Recent research points to a date nearer to 200, but there is as yet no convincing evidence that any earlier fragments from the New Testament survive. So in other words, when people come out with this kind of stuff, they find these things. Archaeologists actually go out and find this shit. What ends up happening is they date it like super early. And then as more information comes in, that date goes later. But depending on what scholar you're reading, and especially their bias on this, if they haven't gone and updated their stance, they're still peddling this earlier date, even though that's not correct. So like I've had tons of people come up here and say, ooh, P52 proves that like the Gospel of John would need to be done by, say, the late 1st century, maybe early 2nd, because this is just a copy and it dates to sometime between 100 and 150. And I'm like, no, that's not the most recent information on it. And so when you actually pull it up, they go, whoa, what the fuck? And they don't know what to do, because this is definitely a later thing. And they've been listening to scholars and writers and apologists and whatnot regurgitate that early date without actually going back and updating their stance. That's the problem. The people who people listen to are generally going to be scholars and people giving their opinion, as opposed to the scientists who are actually doing the work and trying to stay as up to date as possible. It's a big difference.
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. There's funny, one of the other guys at my church. He's a climate scientist, right? He works at one of the major universities right where I'm at, and he's obviously very serious about what he does, right? So he gets annoyed when there's like conjecture from 20 years ago that's then used as like, oh, they said that everything would flood, all this. He's like, no, I mean, this is all super complicated, and we're constantly learning new things, and we're not really trying to, like, science isn't about like trying to like prove something that's philosophy. Like we're trying to disprove all these different things so we can like carve out the edges, and what's left is like our best understanding of the truth. But like that's not like exhaustive. It's not saying that this is what is. Like, we have satellites that are trying to get resolutions on the Earth, and they, it takes months to get measurements, and it's like, you're not going to predict the weather the next day. You constantly run into these problems of like not being able to nail down what something exactly is. And then, of course, like you said, people don't update things, especially if they have bias. This is why personally I was very interested in it. It was a pleasant conversation. I'll let you go. I got to get back to like my day job, but I appreciate what you're doing, even if I don't agree with the conclusion. It's interesting. Like you're a very good faith interlocutor, and that's not always the case. And you find online, and it's just clear that you take very seriously the work that you're doing. And I commend you for that. Because of course nothing is. Yeah. It's like, okay, this little shred of evidence here or there, it's really important. The people who get obsessed about those details, I think it's kind of sad if they get obsessed with them in a way that isn't healthy, like what you're doing, honest investigation and like trying to figure stuff out. So,
yeah, I think it was about maybe a year ago or so, and there was some talk a lot about some documents that had been translated or decoded and translated via, or not decoded, but like they had been read and translated by AI. These are documents that had been burnt with the Vesuvius.
Papyrus in the Vesuvius, yeah, exactly, yeah, in Pompeii, right?
Yes, they're in Pompeii. Yeah, so
they all went out to eat every day in Pompeii. They all ate at restaurants every freaking day, and now I got guys on Twitter telling me to stop my coffee habits so I can make money on the S&P. Anyway.
Anyways,
I know, right? What the hell?
So the point is, you have these documents that are translated and everything like that, for the first time in, obviously centuries, obviously. And the thing is, it would be those kind of documents, because people were asking, hey, what does this, what do these documents say? Does this have anything to do with what you guys had? And they asked me and my co-author about, what these documents were. And they ended up just being nothing but like philosophy stuff. But I remember my co-author, as we were taking a look at them, he told me, hey, it would be this kind of stuff that proves us wrong, and we want to see what it says. We want to see if we're wrong, obviously, but it would be that kind of stuff based off of the material that we have, based off of the evidence that we have, or the documents, all the things that we are presented, and the tools we have today to analyze said evidence. I can confidently say that the Jesus that's presented by the New Testament absolutely didn't exist, and that Paul didn't either, and that these texts are from the 2nd century, based off of what we have. If there's something else that just hasn't been dug up or translated or something like that or published yet that we just don't know about, then sure, there could be something that could change things. But at this point now, based off of the information, we haven't found anything that's really pointed to these people whatsoever. We haven't thrown anything that's been thrown a cog into like the machine here.
Is there like a Z variable that if it were to be calibrated in such a way it would make the things that you understand make sense? Like and at least Jesus and Paul existed. So like you've got all these things. There's these discrepancies and problems, but aside from earlier evidence, is there a light in which to view those existent things, kind of like those art exhibits, those scattered things? You look from one angle, it's all junk. You look from another angle, and it like makes a picture.
You know what?
Does that exist?
I'm technically, but it would require a huge effort from Christians to do this.
That's super good faith of you to just even say that. Okay.
If a Christian or historicist or anything like that, if they took the people from the 2nd century, like Irenaeus, all this different kind of stuff, if they took them and said, actually, they were from the 1st, that would completely, it would completely fuck with what we're talking about here.
The fact that you even know about like Justin Martyr and Irenaeus and all this kind of stuff, like I'm an Orthodox Christian, like and I grew up like completely I grew up an atheist, but like, the fact that you like even know about these guys, I was like, okay, this guy's like, yeah. So again, hats off to you. I got to get back to it, but thanks a lot for the conversation. I appreciate it.
No, thanks. And hey, if you want to come back up, you're welcome to come back up. What I would recommend though, check out the stuff from Dr. Liva. Check out the stuff that we recommend. If you can, grab a copy of the book. The ebook is just $3, and you can actually see like what we're going to say, that kind of thing before we talk again. You know, you can already have a cheat sheet to what we're going to say.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, you're like, hey, next time sharpen your sword a little bit.
Well, I mean, no, it's just, you can know what I'm going to say. That way I don't have to repeat what I normally say all the time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, again, appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
All right, thanks. That was William. William, everybody. William. Man, I need some water. All right. Yeah, he was a good guest. Good guest, I would say so. Are the signed books still for sale? They were. My partner. That's how ice cream should have behaved. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, you didn't. So, c'est la vie. Let's see here. Barry needs a mute and to go. Who's burying? Is that the guy who we debated? Oh, here. We're going to go here and move that motherfucker. There we go. Baron, if you want to come up, mute or rebuke. All right, yeah. If you've got time to come up, I can talk to you for like a really quick second. Let me get to some super chats really fast. $1.99 from the prototype says Briefus, which is doofus, Bree, obviously. Also, happy birthday. Fuck you. All right. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and put Bree and doofus. Briefus. Breakfast. $4.99 from Tracy, formerly Ianto. Says, let's see here. That ornery doofus couldn't find his hat if it were sitting on his head. Damn, son. Where'd you find this? All right. Let's go ahead and... All right. $5 from Alan 0465. Oh, a lot of fun here. The Coptic version of Gospel of Truth, originally Greek, 130 to 140, seems to have no knowledge of the canonical Gospels. There, Jesus is for. God damn it! Why do you come up with some of the dopest shit here? I gotta go read that shit now. Ridiculous. Trapaholics. We make it look easy. Anyways, let's see. Coptic Gospel of Truth. Okay. Alrighty. Leon Donald. Bergen, Brazil. $2. Is that Russian? Or is that... I think that's the Brazil thing. I can't remember what they call them. Rambles or rubles or something? Rand? No, I don't think they're... Yeah, I don't know. It might be Rand. I don't know. Anyways, I barely exist. So Jesus and Paul not existing? Okay. Jesus Christ, dude. That's terrible. But also kind of funny. Oh, shit. I like that somebody at least gets that little thing that I say every once in a while, that little vocal stem, you know, with the, damn, son, where'd you find this? Like that. I'm glad somebody gets that joke. And I kind of I feel like I do a decent impression on it. Jeff Mason says, read history. The most common one is from MC Paul Barman's song. No one gets it. McLovin on the mic. Yeah, hell yeah. That's funny. All right, I think that's going to be it here, guys. I don't see anybody else coming up. Hi, Jaren. Probably from some dank-ass, cold-ass, rainy-ass city over in Scotland. All right, I got to go. Pick up the kiddos. So, I will see you guys later. Hey, there's a nerd. You know what? Here, let me play some sounds here.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Arby's, we have the meats.
That's why they call him Black Salami.
Bruh.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be distracted by your worthless chime-ins. Go on.
I don't have friends. I got family.
You call these things chips? Instead of crispity, crunchy, munchy, crackerjack, snacker, nibbler, snap and crack, pop, Westerpool, Chestershire, Queen's lovely jubbly delights. That's rather a bit cringe, innit, bruv?
Babality.
Oh my. Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
There we go. All right. Yeah. That should be it, everybody. Oh, there we go. No Thin Mints for you. All right. Thank you very, very much for hanging out. Thank you to anybody and everybody who stuck around longer than 30 seconds. 35-second gang, rise up. Again, everybody, remember that the streamer of the week is Bree. Why? Yeah. Chance. But anyways, no, go check out Bree. She does some awesome lives. She may be live tonight. I'm not really sure. But no, she definitely does a great job there talking about her past struggles there with the cult that she escaped with her life. Anyways, yeah, go check her out. Okay, check her out. I wish that I could say some things, but I can't. I cannot. You're gonna have to hear it from her. Anyways, W Bree. Yeah, definitely a W Bree. Oh, tonight at 9 p.m. Oh, I can say it. I can say what you told me, and you can. I can. Oh, it's posted. Oh, okay. Cool. So, make sure that you're checking out Bree and fast. Bree is unfortunately going to be not going live anymore. Something about how she said that she was always like intimidated about the fact that I was on or something like that. Like, that's basically what it was. Oh, hey.
Hi.
So I was just saying that like you couldn't go live because of some kind of personal thing. I don't know what it was.
Oh, yeah, I joined the PTA.
Really?
I'm doing I did. Crazy, right? No, I just want to do new things, and I need more time to do new things. So something had to give. TikTok was the thing.
Well, see, what you should have done is chosen your kids.
Is that not what I'm doing by doing the PTA? I mean, come on.
No, I'm saying they had to give.
Jared.
No. It makes a lot of sense. You gotta take care of numero uno and also all the numero unos that are running around tu casa. So
Yeah.
that's how that works. But
So
yeah,
last live this Saturday. I hope y'all are all there.
yeah.
It'll be fun.
This Saturday is the
And y'all
day.
this Saturday is the day, and y'all can pay to get me drunk.
There we go.
It's gonna be a great time.
You gotta get it while the getting is good, everybody. You gotta get in and see Bree before she just floats on to another chapter of her life where the breeze takes her.
Okay.
That's the best I got. Anyways, yep. Make sure to check out Bree. She's going live later on today. And by check out, I don't mean that. I mean, come on, get your mind out of the gutter. Was I the only one who caught that? God damn it! Now I look like a weirdo. Anyways, go
At least
watch
we're friends
Bree.
now.
Yes, we are. We are officially friends now. And so naturally, what the Book of Faces is doing is it's just shoving all these posts. Like as soon as I open up the Book of Faces, it just says like, "Hey, like here's this post from fucking 6 months ago from from Bree. Enjoy." And I'm like, what?
That's fun.
Why? So I just kind of scroll on because I'm like, I don't want to snoop. I don't want to snoop. But I'm sure that she's already snooped me.
Oh yeah, I love the worm. That's great.
The worm.
That was awesome.
My wife actually sent that to me. She actually sent that to me at one
That's
point.
fantastic.
She was like, "Would you
See,
still
I knew
love
I
me if
liked
I was
her.
a worm?" And I was like, "The fuck is this?"
I knew I liked her.
It's like my wife's face on a little worm. It's like the fuck. Anyways,
See you at the stockyards.
Oh yes. We will be hanging out here before too terribly long, or so my wife tells me.
Yes.
Because you guys have been friends on my face a lot longer.
What?
My face. That's the website, right?
No.
Isn't it not?
And boom goes the dynamite.
Oh. Anyways. Well, no, it's not a mutual snoop. Mazikeen says, I've snooped. You snooped me? Mazikeen snooped me? Oh my God. Well, hopefully you found all good things. There. Hopefully. Nerd only said friends on my face.
Oh my God.
I'm going to snoop.
Bye.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I don't like the fact that Mazikeen hasn't said anything about like how, if it was good or bad. I'm kind of scared now. Because I'm like, what did I say?
Probably bad.
Probably. I don't know. I killed a guy.
No. Okay.
Posted it on Facebook and everything. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. So I will. Dark Rules says we should all get off social media and join our local PTA. Not just our local PTA, Bree's local PTA. We should all just join it together. And then Breeze be like, who the fuck? And why are you guys in here?
I joined the PTA to make new friends, though. I already like you guys.
Mazikeen says, that's how I found the video of you singing Blink-182. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You still didn't tell me if you found all good things. This is worrisome. All right.
CBJ PTA.
All right. All right. Okay. It's fine. What? I'm wondering what I said. I'm wondering what I did. Jesus. All right. Anyways, I don't know. So, peace out, Girl Scout. Put me down for some Thin Mints. I'm gonna go scrub my own Facebook now. Jesus, I'm terrified now. I don't know what I said. All right. Peace out, guys. And over there on YouTube, thank you very, very much for the super chats there and becoming a member. I will see you guys later. You've been Tube. I've just been CBJ. We'll be working on getting some more membership or members only content as well. We're still working on it. It's hard to get Matt to really do anything. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.